This is Nick Reed along with Morgan Smith, Zach
What's
Doty,
up?
Cam Sullivan, and Brandon Loris. We're bringing you the first episode of The Drop, coming to you live from the Phone Pro Studios. This first episode is brought to you by Greg Orr. If you want a good vehicle out around the Texarkana area, make sure you get over there, see Mr. Greg Orr. He's going to get you hooked up.
Well, he's got about 75 car lots, so you probably ain't gonna talk to you. Probably ain't gonna talk to Mr. Orr,
A lot of options.
but you got a lot of options. There's gonna be somebody there.
Definitely going to be somebody there to take care of you, man. But we're going to jump straight into the business, man. NFL season's coming to an end, sadly, but it's almost the most exciting part, at least for me anyway. But we got some great matchups coming up this weekend. And the first one we're going to bring up, man, Bengals, Chiefs, man. We're going to start with Morgan.
Before we even get that far, like, you don't even have a team.
Oh,
Like, it's so
goodness.
frustrating with him because he has no loyalty to anybody.
We're not even 5 minutes into the show. We're
I mean,
already-
you don't have a team.
I don't have a team. Well, let's precursor this. I had a team. I was a Falcon. I guess I'm an ex-Falcon. I'll run with that title.
And
I'm an
so when exactly did you not become a Falcon fan?
It really started pre Super Bowl, right? I was already kind of, we had the whole Mike
Pre
Vick
Super Bowl.
Pre-Super
So he
Bowl.
wasn't.
Yeah, I
he
wanna
didn't
be
change his
real.
mind when they were up 28-3.
I wanna
It
be
was
real.
before
We-
then.
We can talk about that story one day if y'all want to, but
So you don't have a college team. You don't have an NFL team. You just have no loyalty at all.
that's not true. I do have loyalty to
who?
players.
Players.
King James,
Anyway,
Julio.
let's keep going. This is
we don't
dumb.
want to talk about that though.
So what do you say? Cincinnati and who?
Bengals Chiefs. Bengals Chiefs. Joe Shiesty versus Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, do we have an update on Patrick Mahomes' injury?
He's playing.
He's playing.
I know he's playing.
It's a high ankle sprain.
My ankle sprains are serious.
It is. It's very serious. I mean, that injury's got to hurt more Monday morning than it did Saturday whenever he played.
Yeah.
I want to know how much he was involved in practice, and that's going to be a key factor in this game.
I like Joe Burrow.
I like Joe Burrow.
I don't know how you couldn't.
Exactly. I like Joe Burrow. We talked about this a little bit before. I think a lot of people just, kind of lost out on Joe Burrow because he got hurt that first year and all the hype that was behind him coming out of college kind of just faded away. And then he goes to the Super Bowl last year and loses in that Super Bowl. If he wins that Super Bowl, I think we're talking about a different person right now.
You know, it's crazy with the playoffs this year. All quarterbacks except for Dak were like under 27. I believe Dak was the oldest quarterback in the playoffs. I mean, I'm going to take the Chiefs at home.
I'm taking the Chiefs in this game as well. I do like Joe Burrow a lot. I like the Bengals. I like what they're doing. They have a young core. I think they'll be good for a few years to come after this. But I got to take Kansas City in this one.
I think it's Joe Burrow 4-0 against the Chiefs now. So it's supposed to snow this game. Joe Burrow is 8-0 in games below 40 degrees. So I think that's going to be a big factor. We saw him last week in the snow against the Bills. Didn't affect him at all. I mean, this offense is just going to be incredible. It's going to be the Bengals offensive line versus the Chiefs defensive line.
Trevor Lawrence never lost on a Saturday either.
I mean, I never bought into that one.
Where
But
do you find a stat like that? He's never lost in the snow?
that's below 40 degrees, not the snow.
Below 40 degrees.
That's
Hey,
a fact. It's a
Chris
fact.
Pena says Burrow won't be denied. Mahomes is great, but he lost some big players to start the season, and it catches up to him this week.
I don't know. I don't know about that, Pena.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I like the Bengals. I want to see the Bengals play for it again. I just can't see it. I mean, I can see it, but I'm going with the Chiefs.
Well, so you had the opportunity to see the Chiefs live in person. I mean,
Yes.
obviously it was behind a camera lens, so it's not going to be like with your direct eyes.
Way to hate on me.
Well, no,
I was in the house on the field,
I
but
feel like- I feel like
I don't know what I saw. Okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're going to see it a little bit different than just with your straight eyes. But I mean, you got to see them as you saw how fast paced they are. You got to see how that offense and defense run. Explain more of what you saw in that game and how they've grown
the
in
game
the season.
I saw, Patrick Mahomes looked unbeatable. Travis Kelce looked like the best tight end to ever play the game. Defense played really well. Chiefs just looked great. I don't know how else to explain it. Everything they did worked against the 49ers that day.
Well, and a big thing is Patrick Mahomes thrives under pressure in the pocket.
Facts.
He's able to escape and create so many great plays that we've seen throughout his 6 years now that he's been in the league. I mean, he's just an incredible talent. But how is that ankle sprain going to play a factor in that? He's not going to be as mobile of getting outside the pocket and creating these plays for Travis Kelce and these other guys. And so is that going to be a factor, or are they not going to have to worry about putting a contain on him as much?
Well, in the game I was at, he never scrambled. The ball was out quick. It wasn't like, we're going to sit back here 4 or 5 seconds. His release is so fast.
Yeah.
I talk about this all the time. In a high school game, I can get the quarterback throwing the ball and the receiver catching the ball if it's over a 20-yard pass. Every time, no problem. In college, I got to kind of get lucky. I got to kind of know where the ball is going. But in the NFL, you cannot you got to pick one or the other. You're not going to get it. He can throw a 20-yard pass in less than a second. I mean, it's nuts how quick the ball gets there. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to have a ton of pressure on him. But they have those little quick routes. I mean, they did it against San Francisco all day long. And, I mean, he's the king of the dump pass, too.
Exactly. I think y'all both made some really good points right there, which they both kind of, corroborate with what I'm about to say. But I think Patrick Mahomes, his ability to scramble, it doesn't really hurt you when he scrambles. It just hurts you that he can. Yeah. So with this ankle injury, they may, pin their ears back and send 5. You know what I mean?
I think that's
and see if he can make something happen.
I think you make short work of that. I mean, there's going to be so much open.
With more pressure and no cheetah, I think that's a little different.
I think the next biggest thing is going to be the linebackers and the safeties coming down and playing on Travis Kelce. Because if you can limit Travis Kelce, that takes out a huge part of their offense. He loves Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's so elusive and getting open. And if he can create that opportunity to the Bengals defense create that opportunity to limit him, that's going to be a big factor in that game.
Eli Apple, MVP.
Oh, gosh.
Eli Apple for MVP.
I would love to bet on that.
But
Travis Kelce's unguardable, just so we're all clear. I
agree.
He is a large human being.
It's slowing him down. It's not necessarily stopping him.
Yeah, and like Texas Tech back in the day, I mean, you can have a running game that's short passes.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, if they're pinning their ears back, I just don't think that works against a quarterback like Mahomes. I mean, he's too good.
100% Mahomes. I'm thinking he's going to be around 75.
I mean, but if you're throwing dump passes, does your ankle really matter?
Getting out the way, you never know. I don't know.
He likes to jump a lot, too, in the pocket, though. He likes to jump over the line and get it out that way. And so he might be limited in with that, too.
I don't know if y'all know this or not.
Set his feet.
I'm going to break some news to y'all that maybe y'all don't know.
All right, break it down.
They have these painkillers they give players. I don't know if that's a
they do.
I don't know if it's a thing or not, but he felt just fine in the second half.
He was limping. He was limping.
You got to play. You got to play it. You got to act hurt.
He was limping, and like we brought up in the very beginning, it's going to hurt worse the next day than it did right then. And hey, we might see Chad Henne.
We may see Henne in this game.
Hey, Chad Henne might have won him that game. Let's don't sleep on Chad Henne.
Well, he beat the Browns a few years ago by himself. I mean, he has the potential. He's one of the better backups in the league. Exactly. Drove 98 yards.
When Chad Henne came out there, I had to is that the Florida State Chad Henne? Wasn't he 38 years old when he graduated college?
It seems like he's been in the NFL for a long time.
He is one of those guys that's kind of been everywhere, and so.
I got the Bengals. Y'all keep underrating Joe Burrow. He's 3-0 versus the Chiefs.
I just want to remind y'all, this guy walked in here the day after the national championship game and said, or no, in not the national championship game,
semifinals,
and said Ohio State dominated that football game.
They dominated.
I said, how are you going to dominate and lose?
They dominated 3 quarters.
How are you going to dominate and no, don't change it now. Don't change it now. That's not what you said.
I can see how a team, because I see this a lot when I watch football, a team can dominate the game and still lose. But then we did bring up the numbers on that, and I guess the eyes were just deceiving that weekend because they did not dominate that game.
Or maybe you just don't know football. Maybe that's it.
That could be the case too, but not in my, maybe just for Brandon.
I'm talking about Brandon.
I guess that's how you get a spot on the show.
Say wild stuff, you might get on the show.
Well, okay, so if we're looking at betting lines, the Bengals are -1 coming into this game, and the over-under is 47.5.
And it's supposed to snow?
And it's supposed to snow, which is better for offenses.
You think snow is better?
I do not think snow is better for offenses.
Because if you're an offensive player, you know where you're going.
I agree
a defensive player has no idea, and that's why you can do so much in the passing game.
Hold on, is Kansas City turf or grass?
Grass.
Okay, Okay.
But because you're in charge of your body and you know where you're going every single play, the defender has to guess where you're going, and that's what gets them slipping. So if you have the ability, and that's why they were able to make so many great things happen in their passing game against the Bills, because
You know what I
they
think
know
they
what
need
they're
to make
doing.
illegal?
What?
You know that heat machine they have on the sideline?
Oh,
Did you see what they were doing with the footballs
What were
at the
they
Bills
doing?
game?
warming
All
up?
right, I just want to remind y'all, the visiting team didn't have a heating machine on their sideline. The Bills had this heating machine, and they put the footballs in front of it. And I mean, if you've ever been in front of one of those things are like 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
Like if you slipped and fell into one of those,
You're done.
Oh, you're in a bind. All right, but they have like the football thing where they just bring the balls over there, and it's just those balls must be 300 degrees by the time they get out there.
Hot.
Probably just hot, and they need to make them play with just frozen footballs.
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to put the balls in there. I think that's kind of a disadvantage. But standing by there getting warm, if you can't hack it in the cold, you got to get that.
I mean, at that point, you're just throwing like true rocks at each other. Then, 'cause,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's what
that
I want
ball
to
is
see.
frozen. Like, I mean, you're not going to be able to catch that.
I agree, man. But, hey, another game that you got to shoot, or actually in that same game that you got to shoot, another team that we're going to talk about right here is coming up against the Eagles, the 49ers. Who do y'all want to take in that game? And I know y'all being Cowboy fans, it's a tough one for y'all because the Eagles done dumped on y'all, and now the 49ers have dumped on y'all.
First off, coming
So
from a guy who doesn't have a team,
that is irrelevant in this situation. That is irrelevant.
I want
in
the
this situation.
49ers to win because I may get to shoot the Super Bowl if the 49ers win.
Okay.
I'm a Trent Williams fan. Went to school with him. I'd like to see Trent Williams play and win a Super Bowl. And I hate the Eagles.
There's just a little caveat, and I hate the Eagles.
Who you taking in this one, Dodie?
It's a great matchup of rushing offense versus the number one rushing defense. Jalen Hurts against like the better defenses averages about 325 yards a game, and so if he can do that, that'd be incredible. I like the 49ers in this game. I can't see a way that defense doesn't just lock down the Eagles. The offense will be the main question. Can Brock Purdy truly handle the big game? And shoot, are we going to see Jimmy Garoppolo at all if he does kind of mess up?
God, I hope
Ooh,
not.
that's a good question.
I hope
right
not.
there.
Jimmy G is not coming back in.
Jimmy G's been there before. He's been in this game before. Not a bad go-to if Purdy can't handle it. I got to go with the Eagles in this game, man. I hate the Cowboys with all my heart. You know what I'm saying? So it would do nothing more for me than to see the Eagles go to the Super Bowl and win it. And while all the Cowboys fans cry on Facebook and everything like that. Like, that would be my, that'll seal the football season up greatly for me.
No, I want to see the 49ers win. And that's it. Nobody likes the Eagles.
But can you really let Craig Jenkins have that, though?
Dude, I'd rather
that would
I'd
be a
rather Craig
horrible
Jenkins.
time on
If
Facebook
I get
for
to go
you.
to the Super Bowl, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. All right. Get to be on the field for a Super Bowl. That's what I'm trying to do.
Being on the field for a Super Bowl would be legit. But last week, the Eagles, I know they were playing the Giants, right? But they just looked so much stronger and so much better. Like it looked like an NFL team versus a college team almost to me, especially in the trenches.
The Giants has the most wins within 7 points or something throughout the entire season. I don't know, man. Like I don't feel like they were that team.
Just down the stretch, it became a little bit more fraudulent. They had, I
Yeah.
think, the Texans, the Colts, and the Commanders as their last 3 games down that stretch. And, they did good against the Vikings, but I thought the Vikings were fraudulent all year anyway.
It's kind of like the 4 seed in Texas high school football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just, hey, yeah.
They're
We'll-
underrated, honestly.
We'll let you in.
But
But
in
I
that
mean,
same
hey,
token-
sometimes the 4 seed wins.
In that same token, Cowboys fans were using the Giants as, oh, look at our division. We're the best division in football. We got 3 teams. And, so
I mean, we
you can't
did.
now say- Now we can't go back and say, oh, the Giants are just trash. That's all I'm saying. I feel like that's kind of topsy-turvy, but that's how Cowboys fans
Listen, man, I
are.
want to give a shout out to Chick-fil-A providing me lunch today.
No free shout-outs.
No free shout outs.
Shout out, no free shout out. Chick-fil-A.
I don't know what's going on here.
Patrick Flanagan says Jalen
Somebody's trying
Hurts didn't play those
somebody's trying to
games
log
down
into
the
my
stretch.
phone.
I think the games down the stretch, we were talking about the Giants. weren't
Yeah, we were talking about the Giants. For the Eagles, no, he didn't play. And a big thing coming down there was, is his shoulder going to be okay? His shoulder looked like it wasn't an issue at all. And he didn't even pass that much. coming into this season, like as a whole, they were third in rushing attempts and like 26th in passing attempts. The Eagles were. So I mean, they weren't even going to rely on his passing attempts that much. I think this
Going
season.
around saying Jalen Hurts ain't a pocket passer. You'll have people
I'm-
saying you hate me.
I've been
Yeah,
a day
people say
I've been
all
a day
sorts of
one
things.
Jalen Hurts guy.
Exactly. There were, Doty laid down the law, put his
Jennifer,
foot
quit
down.
messing with my phone.
That there will be no Jalen Hurts disrespect in this office
No.
ever. So Doty's been riding with Jalen for a long time.
Been a big Jalen Hurts guy. What Alabama did to him, I thought was messed up, taking him out of
What
those
did Alabama-
games.
They were going to lose a national championship game. What are you
No,
talking
they
about?
were not. They
his
was,
That
game
was
to
the
lose.
best
It was
coaching
his
move
game to lose.
but it was
of all
his, but it
time
was
in the
his game to
national
lose.
It was his game to lose. That's my whole thing. I agree with Doty on that.
No.
It was his game to lose. He got you there. He got
You
you.
can't-
But he couldn't. He was playing terrible.
But they can't disrespect him like that after he brought him.
Disrespect him.
That
He
was,
was playing like trash.
but he got them to that point.
Exactly.
You
First
cannot
off,
do
don't know one player gets you to that point.
Jalen Hurts. I mean, was it Heisman?
Alabama, they're the best players in the country every year.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm sorry. The one that matters was playing bad.
so down the road, down this entire road, Dak Prescott, 12 wins, whatever, got you to the playoffs. He stinks against the 49ers, which he did. Should you have put Cooper Rush in?
No, because the game was still at a winnable point. They were down 2 scores whenever they pulled him.
that's still winnable. We're talking.
No, he was playing so bad
He
in
was
that
playing
game.
horrible. I
At
agree.
halftime.
He was playing horrible. I agree. But it was his
Are
game
you
to
two
win.
clowns questioning Nick Saban?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all don't know what y'all are talking about.
No, okay.
He won the national championship.
Was it? A,
And then he went on the next year to be second in Heisman, only behind Joe Burrow.
And he won a national championship with the next quarterback, too.
this is what I was saying.
I don't
right
understand
here.
what y'all are talking
I'm
about.
not saying that Tua was a bad quarterback or it wasn't a good
Listen,
coaching move. I'm just saying that they
y'all,
did him wrong.
Y'all can throw whatever y'all want. I disagree.
They did him wrong.
No,
You
they
can't.
didn't.
They did him wrong.
You can't do
He
that.
got you there. He
can't
he
do
was
that.
your guy. He was
They
your
won
guy.
the game because he made the change.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good coaching
Jalen
move.
Hurts was not going to win that game.
We don't know.
that. Has Jalen Hurts not come back from 2 scores before? Did he not go on to OU and come back from 2 scores again?
did nothing.
I think against your team.
You know what?
You know
I got
what I'm
the
saying?
entire internet.
I think
here.
he came back from 2 scores against your team and bust y'all neck down. So he could come back from 2
He
scores
absolutely did,
down.
Nick Reed.
What's his name?
He said he absolutely did.
Oh, he did. I thought so. You know what I'm saying?
You know who
Red
else
Rebel
did? Spencer
shootout?
Rattler. But I mean, we don't need to talk about OU Texas. That's a
just
different
saying.
story.
The Nick
Hey, at
Saban
least our
move.
team does something. Your team's trash.
We went to the national championship. What did you do?
You're a Razorback fan.
I am
No,
not.
he's
I'm a
he's
TCU fan.
A TCU fan?
He is.
I don't know if I've ever met a TCU fan. Nobody's actually a
He
TCU
came in here
fan.
wearing
We've
a
worked
Trayvon
together for a
bandwagon
year and a
for him.
half. I am a TCU fan.
Hey, he came in
I
here wearing a
have 4
Trayvon
TCU
Boykin
jerseys. I have a Tavalence Hunt TCU jersey, the greatest catch in all of college football, Tavalence Hunt.
Hey, you heard it here first on Game
Greatest
Day.
catch in all of college football in a game that didn't matter.
That was still the greatest catch in all of college football.
I think that's just an opinion.
They lost the game, but
I'm
hey,
pretty sure that's an opinion.
if you look at that catch, that is an amazing
It was better
catch.
than the Odell catch.
Yes.
Hey,
No.
Chris Payne said, "You know me, Morgan, and he riding with the Horn Frogs."
That's right. That's right. I do
Well,
know.
there you go.
opinions.
So Payne, now you're on the list with Doty. Now y'all both on my list.
High points that ball, comes down,
Y'all
puts
both
a
on
hand
my
down
list.
in the
I
end
mean,
zone
if you
before he
didn't
gets
know
knocked
him, you
out.
wouldn't. I mean, that's a great catch. It's
Yeah.
not better than Odell's.
Man, shout out to you, Hunt, but he ain't no Kobe Hamilton. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay. We ain't gonna get on Arkansas today. But, TCU surveillance hunt catch was great, but yeah, the Odell catch, even the catch this year by the dude from the Steelers.
Oh, George Pickens?
Yeah, the Pickens catch.
I want him to be so good. I think he's going to be so good.
Hey, and my granny used to say, "People in hell want ice water." So I don't know if that's gonna work out.
Hey, NFL young boy over there.
I like it though.
But
man.
going back to the Eagles 49ers, I think the main thing is the Eagles need to get up early. If they don't get up early, that's going to be a
Can't even
huge
say-
problem.
His stats are so bad they don't even have him listed.
Jalen
that
Hurts.
is blasphemy.
Well,
I'm
okay.
telling you, I'm looking for it.
Moving on. The main thing for their defense is
moving
getting
on,
up
'cause I'm
early.
right.
The main thing is getting up early because if they can force the 49ers out of the run game and force them more into a passing game, that's going to be their bread and butter.
Yeah, we've seen.
Found the stats. Found the
we've seen-
stats.
What stats did you find?
What are
Oh
your
my God!
stats?
Guess what he did in the first half?
We know he played bad in that game.
3
but go
for
ahead.
8 for 21 yards. Tua Tagovailoa, whatever. 18 for 24, 166, 3 touchdowns, including the game winner.
I agree that he played bad in that first half. But what makes you think he couldn't?
Oh, he
come
also
out,
had 6 rushes for 4.7
What
yards.
makes you think he couldn't come out in the second half and put up the same numbers that Tua did?
Because he was trashing in the first half.
That doesn't mean anything.
Means nothing.
That doesn't mean anything.
Explain.
I saw him be trash in the first half against Texas at OU, and then bust y'all head in the second half.
So we've never seen a quarterback ever just be bad in the first half and
Tom
then be
Brady against
incredible
the
in the second
Falcons.
half.
When everything is on the line and you know you have a true passing
He threw
quarterback,
4 picks in the first half in the Super Bowl.
and you know you have a true passer waiting, you put the true passer in. Nick, I mean, he made the right decision.
A true freshman that's
28
never
to 3.
played before, though.
He was the true passer, though, dude. You ain't got to play to know somebody's good.
Yeah, but you've never seen.
We know Damian Collins can ball, but we don't see him play every game
that. But that doesn't. What does that have to do with this situation?
because
If Damian, okay, let's say it's right here. Let's just say Damian, he starts playing right now. He's getting 20, however many minutes they play, whatever a good college minutes is. I don't watch college basketball, but whatever a good college amount of minutes is.
what exactly do you watch?
NFL, NBA, college football.
And how do you decide what team you're going to watch and win?
What's on TV?
So you're a Cowboys fan.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Better get off the Cowboys.
That's-
Read his action.
See, you know exactly. But look, check this out. If Damian starts playing good minutes right now, right, and he's balling, and he takes Kentucky to the Final Four, and then they make it to the national championship game, and then he comes out and has a bad first half, and Cal sits him in the second half, and they go on to win the game. The dude comes from behind him, scores 15 in the second half, they win the game. Does that mean they didn't do Damian wrong?
Does Kentucky win the game?
Yes.
No, they didn't do him wrong.
Oh my! You just standing on your heel.
Those are two different things. Oh yes, this is beneficial to the team, but you really just did your player dirty, and that's why he transferred.
Exactly.
He wasn't going to start the next year. He wasn't the better quarterback.
Hey, who finished second in the Heisman that next year?
The Heisman is
Tua
not
Jalen
a,
Hurts.
the Heisman is not a
Jalen?
team award. And first off, he was a
Who
senior.
said it? We're not talking about team. We're talking about one person.
Yeah, and Tua is a better player, better
Why
quarterback.
didn't he
style.
finish higher in the Heisman?
Because he had a better year against the Big 12 teams that weren't as good as SEC teams.
Including your team, by the way.
Hey, all I know is
Including your team too, by the
Tua
way.
wasn't second in the
Your team's
Heisman.
more fun to
Jalen
make
was.
fun
So
of.
that means he had the better season the next year. Period. Who cares who he played against? Who cares what conference he played in? Jalen Hurts had the better
So are we making
year.
an argument he couldn't make it in the SEC, so he had to transfer to the Big
he
12?
obviously made it in the SEC.
Because it was obvious he wasn't going to start or he wouldn't have transferred.
He won multiple
He
SEC
transferred
championship
because
games.
of the way they did him, I believe. I think he could have won in camp
Because
and
he wasn't
competed for that
going
spot.
to play.
Well, hey, where's Tua at right now? At home. Where's Jalen Hurts at? He's still doing better than Tua.
He has a
today.
better team around
He's
him.
still doing better
He has
than
a better
Tua
team
today.
around him.
He's still doing better
Whenever
than
you
Tua
have one of
today.
the best wide receivers in the NFL, how is that not?
Tua
He's
the
a
best.
slot
Yeah,
receiver
Tua's the
anyway.
best.
He's not a true
Two
one
of the best.
receiver.
What about Waddle? Waddle and Tyreek? Come on now.
Some of the fastest receivers who can cut away so well and create so
Tua
much
can't play
separation for
defense.
themselves.
And plus,
I'm saying
he
who
was
had
out
the
like
better
5
year?
or 6
Who had
games.
the better year? Jalen Hurts missed 4 games.
It was a better team. And we're talking about college anyway.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love it, baby. I love it. I'm just saying Jalen Hurts has proven over and over again that he's better than Tua.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A, man. These French fries are crunchy today. Not sometimes they're soggy. Today they're crunchy. Y'all go by Chick-fil-A and get y'all some French fries. They're crunchy today.
Hey, look, check this out. Tua's had one better half of football than Jalen Hurts. That's the only thing he's done better
Are
in
you
his career.
serious?
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I gotta leave it. I gotta leave it like that. I gotta leave it like that, man. Right, before we get off the NFL though, we got one more big topic that's gonna be coming up here. It's kind of starting up now, man, and that's Lamar Jackson. What's gonna happen with Lamar? Where is he gonna be? What's he worth? What's that shakedown like?
We still got to talk about what 49ers are going to do at QB.
Ooh, that's a big one too.
Well, we can talk about that a little bit later when somebody else pops up.
Okay. What are landing spots for Lamar Jackson? Is he a true free agent?
Yes. So I've heard Atlanta Falcons are kind of big in trying to buy him.
Well,
But
that would make sense.
a main thing for him is he's wanting
Marcus
a
Mariota, so they are now, right?
Yeah, they need somebody.
Yeah.
Bad. Their main
What about the
thing,
Saints?
he's wanting a lot of guaranteed money. That's his main thing. And
Well, shout out Cleveland Browns.
they are not wanting exactly. He saw Deshaun Watson's deal and he wants a lot of money. And so that's going to be a big thing are the teams going to want to pay him this guaranteed money that he's wanting?
Lamar Jackson's worth it.
I think he's worth it. I just don't think I don't think Baltimore has a shot at getting him again now. I think the way they
Dude,
did him
I would
last
leave Baltimore just out of principle.
Exactly, that's what I think. The way they did him last year, I don't think he's willing to come there unless it's a crazy amount of money, or stay there. I guess unless it's a crazy amount of money.
Let's think. I think the Saints need to be an option. Atlanta, Houston has to be an option.
I think Houston's worried about drafting somebody now.
But why? Why not
Exactly.
just if you can get Lamar Jackson, why not just give him your first round pick? Hell, you don't even have to. He's a free agent.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
Why not just pay him?
Hey,
Is Houston one of those spots that they're going to pay somebody like that though?
I think at this point, from my understanding, some of their games weren't even available locally because they didn't sell out.
Yeah.
So at that point, you have to bring in somebody as a draw.
Yeah, you got to bring in.
If you're not even on TV locally, that's bad.
How much does Houston have to guarantee Lamar to get him there? Because we know Lamar.
I mean, I think you got to give him the Deshaun contract.
Do you want to be Deshaun though? That's why I think like Houston's going to have to bring more on the table because that's kind of like a black cloud over their organization right now. But Patrick Flanagan says the Cowboys need to trade Dak and Zeke to Baltimore for Lamar.
Well, Zeke's going to be gone. They can work a restructure deal out. I had it pulled up earlier. His cap hit this year is like $18 million, or $16.9 is what it is. His salary's $10.9, cap hits. So he's going to have to restructure for an extreme reduction, or he's got to go. But, I mean, I don't even know who they could trade him to. They're still going to have to pay part of his salary.
And that's what I think. I don't think.
And then there's going to be dead cap hit, which could be up to $30 million. I don't know. I think he's done. I don't think there's a better option for the Cowboys to go get with what we got. With what I don't know if Lamar fits that offense we have right now.
I don't think it really does. I mean, I don't see Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator that can just fit Lamar Jackson in perfectly.
That's what I think too.
I mean, I think Dak's going to stay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it's obvious at this point. I was watching something the other day, and it was like, we've been waiting for a career-defining moment from Dak Prescott. He is Tony Romo 2.0. I mean, he's won a couple playoff games now, and we're still waiting. Like, when you need to push the chips in, you ain't going to bet on Dak Prescott.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're both holding on to their rookie year. I mean, that's all they really have to hold up high is like, oh, hey, we did this in our rookie season.
Yeah.
It's time
We
to
have
drop
potential.
Zeke.
Was
It's 100% time to drop
the
Zeke.
Dez
Tony
caught it?
Pollard is this draft thing coming out where Cowboys should take Bijan Robinson. If we take a running back in the first round, I've been a Cowboys fan my entire life, and unlike Nick, I'm loyal. So I'm still.
Crazy.
Jennifer and I did sell our season tickets this year. We didn't go to a single game.
That's not too loyal.
Well, financially it was a lot, knowing.
They were gonna get beat, but yeah.
I mean, because I've been there when they were bad. I hadn't really been there when they were good too much. But I've been here through all the years of bad.
try to do a little
And it's
reverse
like, man, the
psychology.
problem with the Cowboys is they get you on this high where you're just like, finally, to be constantly let down. And then I don't think there's anybody else to blame this loss on other than Dak Prescott.
I agree. I mean, kinda. Yeah, I can't. That's how I can say Dak too. Dak is kind of trash to me. I didn't want him to be. I wanted him to be good. Even though I hate the Cowboys, I still wanted Dak to be better. But like Dodie was saying, they're hanging on to that rookie season. Was that the Dez caught it year?
I believe so. Either that year or the year after. Yeah, because they beat the Lions in the playoffs and then they lost at Lambeau.
Yeah. So check this out.
and Pena-
You're talking about the defining moment for Dak. I think they just missed it. I mean, did the refs really take away Dak's defining moment? If Dez caught it for real, does Dak have a little bit more solidity in Dallas?
Well, he's not going anywhere. There's nobody else to go get. I mean, I do think they're going to draft a quarterback second or third round this year. Probably not second, third or fourth round, let's say. But Pena says you can say the same thing about Josh Allen. What's he done besides get props for losing a playoff game against Mahomes? Like, I can make an argument that Dak Prescott has had a lot more weapons around him in his career
Then Josh Allen?
on offense.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
So it's like Dak is not that dude.
No, I don't think so either. But the Josh Allen thing, too, he's kind of got like the Cam Newton effect. Not saying that Cam Newton wasn't great or that Josh Allen isn't great, but they're freaks of nature. You know what I mean? They're defensive ends playing quarterback. And so anytime we see somebody doing something that they probably shouldn't be doing, out of the norm, you're going to get extra props for that. When you see a 5'7" guy do a 360, he's going to get way more props than Shaq doing it. You know what I mean? That's just
And he's also consistently making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you're going to get out of him so far. You mean, I'm going to have a good year. We're going to get to the playoffs. We might lose in the divisional or the championship round, but we are at least consistent. And you know that Josh Allen is kind of a building block around it. Give him more weapons at the receiving core. Stephon Diggs, great weapon to have. But, I mean, when Gabe Davis is your second option, I mean, I think you need something better there. And you can say the same at the running back position too for the Bills.
I agree.
Cowboys could be running back lists.
That's
Real soon.
That's a huge thing because Tony Pollard is a free agent, and then Zeke's contract of what you want to do with him. Tony Pollard, I've heard, is a big target on the Bears list.
He also has a broken leg.
Yeah, he does. He had surgery last night.
That's going to be a big factor in free agency too. Is how well can he recover from that leg injury?
Does that save Dallas though? The fact that he did get hurt at the end right there, because now a lot of teams are going to say, okay, well, hold up, let's wait and see.
I think if Dallas was committed to getting rid of Zeke, Pollard would stay. That would make sense.
Yeah.
But if they're drafting Bijan,
I mean, that's what they say they should do, which I think is terrible.
I think it's terrible.
I mean, why would you not get a defensive player?
But your defense almost is like, I think you try to keep this defense together. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like bring in another linebacker, another defensive back.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Cowboys' offense obviously ain't gonna win you a championship.
Yeah, they need to bring in a hard, strong nose safety.
I think secondary is huge, and then an offensive line to lean on. We saw them bring in Jason Peters, and he played good minutes whenever he had to come in. But I mean, he wasn't necessarily consistent whenever he needed to be. At the same time, and he's getting up there in age. It's harder to get off the line. And so whenever you can have a guy that can learn from a guy like Jason Peters, if they choose to bring him back on another year contract, that can be huge for somebody trying to grow and develop into the game. As Jason Peters was one of the best offensive linemen that the game has seen.
Exactly. I think that would be a good move for Dallas. Pick up old lineman high in the draft. And like you said, just let them develop through that system, man, because they need another Tyron Smith. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They need guys like that outside of injury, that you can lean on those guys. You can run their way. You can depend on them to pass pro. So I think O-line is definitely where they need to go, or a strong safety.
We'll see.
We will see, man. We will see. Switching over to –
But I don't ever plan on Cowboys making the right decision.
No, you can't do that.
Do you think it changes with ownership?
Man, I don't know. You can't call Jerry Jones a bad owner. We're in a league where if your quarterback's not a top-tier quarterback, you can't win.
Yeah.
It's proven Dak's just not a top-tier quarterback.
That's true, unless you got a real good backup like a Nick Foles or a Purdy.
I mean, we're seeing change in generation right now.
We are. And that's funny that you say that, because we just saw, the GOAT, definitely the best quarterback that I've watched growing up so far, Tom Brady, possibly playing in his last game, man. So has Father Tom finally caught up to Tom Brady?
Hold on.
Start with Doty since you got your mouth full.
Chick-fil-A.
After what we heard from Monday Night Football against the Cowboys, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman seemed very adamant that he wasn't retiring. He's going to play somewhere else. It's just a matter of where.
There's something a lot of people aren't talking about with Tom Brady, and it's 100% true. He lost over $300 million in the FTX thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how much money you have, $300 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe not to like Elon Musk, but to a football player, I mean, it was so much money his wife left him over it. So that tells you it was significant. He may be in a financial position where he has to play football.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know about that.
What we would think, let's say $20 million. Oh, we can retire. I don't think Tom Brady can retire with $20 million.
Because of his lifestyle?
Yes. I don't think he can retire on $100 million. He might need Floyd Mayweather money to retire. I mean, you lose $300 million, and your wife leaves you over $300. Let's say I lost 50% of everything we had. Pretty sure Jennifer would leave me. So let's just assume he lost 50% of everything he had. Then he has to give her half.
That's what I was about to say.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know that he is balling like we think he is. He's in retrospect, yes, he's got a ton of money, but to him, I don't think that's enough money.
Exactly. And then what's coming out? We know he spends $2 million a year on his body.
And then you say he's starting to do a lot more commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling y'all, That FTX thing hurts.
Yeah, that's
And it may be more
huge
than
draw.
$300 million. That's just a rough estimate. It's at least that.
That's a huge draw, and I think you're right. I think we skip over that a lot of times, and even not necessarily just the fact that he may have to play due to the financial situation or whatever. But if you're going through something like that, your wife's gone. What else are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What else is there for Tom Brady to do? You're not
It
gonna
didn't
want to
take him long to get a new girlfriend.
Well, I mean, he has a guaranteed position. I believe it's at Fox to be an analyst as soon as he's done. And speaking of financial situations, they're wanting to pay him like the most money that they've ever paid an analyst before. So, I mean, that could be an option too. But, I mean, I think he just still has a love for the game beyond anything else. He's not prime. We can definitely see that. But I think that he still has a love for the game. His mind is there. His arm is there. It's his legs, his mobility, and his pocket awareness that are kind of dwindling. He's afraid to get hit. I mean, most NFL players are, but he's like scared. You don't see that out of most quarterbacks, and so I think he's getting.
At his age, getting hit.
It's more important than ever, and that's why
his arm strength is what I've noticed. His arm strength's terrible.
But I think the big thing about that was it was Byron Leftwich's offense. Byron Leftwich wouldn't do a play more than 20 yards downfield.
You know what? I kind of hate the NFL sometimes.
Let me hear it.
Byron Leftwich was next up for a head coaching job 2 years ago to being fired now.
Yep.
Well, he was incredible whenever he was doing things right, but for some reason he
can't run the play for him.
He got no.
Well, it's good for coaches.
But he was utilizing Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and these guys better last year.
Yeah.
But
But
now
also,
he's
they missed
running
a lot of
little.
time, too.
He's running little.
One of my childhood friends says he's got a surprise for me.
Oh, what's the surprise?
There ain't no telling what that is.
But check this out right here. We think about how much time that Godwin's missed, how much time Mike Evans has missed over these last 2 years. You've got to switch it up if you're Byron Leftwich. I can't run the same plays with these other guys that I can with.
Did y'all see the video of Tom Brady touring a private school in Miami?
I did not see that.
I heard
but did hear
Jennifer
about it.
Jennifer talking about it earlier about going.
Jennifer talking about that for.
I don't know. She saw it online
Oh man!
and about
I'm in
it
trouble.
being in Miami.
Yeah, I bet you.
Him touring private schools in Miami. It just leads to another thing I'm talking about. Miami's probably opening to take him because they have Tua and not Jalen Hurts. If they had Jalen Hurts, they wouldn't even be opening doors for Tom Brady.
Here we go.
But they have Tua, so they got to open up the doors for Tom Brady to maybe come down to Miami. But that
First
wouldn't
off,
be bad.
Tom Brady. I'm gonna tell y'all something. You can go ahead and make this into a reel. Tom Brady's got too much class to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let that sink in.
Philly hates him anyway. I mean,
I'm surprised Miami does.
Philly would
They'll
not.
take anything at this
Philly
point.
would not want him in there, no matter their quarterback situation.
Hey, this is what I do know right here. There ain't no QB jobs in Philly. There ain't none open. There ain't none open.
It's a fact.
But there is one in Miami. Obviously, Tom Brady's down there touring private schools.
I'm not always big on Chick-fil-A. We do eat it a lot. Sometimes the fries are soggy. I didn't even eat them all. You want some French fries?
No, thank you.
Sometimes the fries were soggy. Today, chicken nuggets were crispy. Fries were crispy.
Did they put enough barbecue sauce in the bag?
Well, that's a Jennifer issue. Let me tell y'all what Jennifer does.
Oh no,
We can go get a full meal order from just name a restaurant.
Ironwood.
Ironwood.
There we go.
Everybody else's stuff's
out
going to be
Ironwood.
right, and mine will be wrong. Every time.
You think it's on purpose?
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
She like sneaks him $5, be like, get it wrong, just to mess with him.
She just puts it in wrong.
Throw onions on there.
Hers will never be wrong. Mine's going to be wrong.
Y'all crazy, man. Hey, if you tuned into the show right now, make sure you hit that share button. First episode of The Drop, man. We're having a good time over here in the Phone Pro studio. Shout out to my man Brandon for keeping the lights on so we can play back here.
Is that what Brandon said? He keeps the lights on so we can play.
So we can play back here.
Might be some truth to that. Brandon's been, God, how long have you been working here, Brandon? 8 years. 8 years?
8 years, Phone Pros, man.
Unlike Nick, you got some loyalty.
Why does that keep coming up, man?
Because you don't have a single team in anything.
Every single day.
That's how I know, man. You can't,
Hey,
Nick ain't loyal to me.
If you just dropped your phone because Morgan talking crazy or anything like that, make sure you come by Phone Pros back here on Gibson Lane.
We could use the money.
4116.
We could use the sales today.
Oh man.
What do you want to see in Gibson Lane? Come by and talk to Brandon. He'll get you fixed up.
Keep playing.
So they can keep playing, is what Brandon said.
It's a little dry, right?
Oh man, hey, well, a player that I'm very loyal to. I've almost gotten in a few physical altercations over. Is going crazy right now, man. That's Mr. LeBron James. I think he's
I don't know the total now.
157 points away. Appreciate that, Brandon. Shout out Phone Pros. 157 points away from passing Kareem. What does this do to his legacy? What does this mean to you guys? What are we seeing right now? What's going
The
on?
first thing I want to know is how many years did it take Kareem to do it, and how many years did it take LeBron to do it?
That's a good question.
I'll do the
I'm
research.
pretty sure that we play longer NBA seasons now than we did when Kareem was playing.
That's a fact. Oh goodness.
So my deal with all this is any of it apples to apples?
I think there's variables in each scenario, each era that you can say like Kareem, who was he playing against? Like, are those points valid? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
there's a bunch of stuff you can say if you want to go down that road. But I will see when the numbers come out how many years Kareem played.
They are both at 20 seasons. LeBron is in his 20th season currently.
And do we have an idea on just how many games Kareem played totally?
All
How
right,
many
so
games?
they play 82 now.
Or can you look up like career how many games played?
How many games played? Kareem has played 1,560 games. LeBron,
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
he played almost 80 games every year. And LeBron has played 1,405.
So Kareem's played more. I was
Yes.
not expecting that.
Well, so LeBron, he averages, it looks to be about 70, about 70. It's probably lower than that. Maybe 65 games a year in the 82 games played. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like LeBron has definitely earned the title of, like, being incredible, elite. I mean, it's not a question that he's going to be in the top
Just say
two.
GOAT. Just say GOAT.
Not in the top two.
I mean, like I grew up. I'm a little bit older than y'all. Or I'm a little bit older than you, Nick. A lot
Can't
older
really see
than
the
Doty.
background,
But like I grew up with Michael Jordan in my childhood, and then me and LeBron are the same age. So then we get into high school, you start hearing LeBron James back when it was only ESPN, no internet. Watching him on ESPN every day, like he was probably one of the most recognizable athletes in the world, and he was in high school at that time. So he was literally on the cover of Sports Illustrated, King James.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's lived up to the expectations is unbelievable.
Exactly.
I mean, it really is.
and some would even say past expectations of what
Oh, yeah.
people thought he could be.
And Michael Jordan, don't get me wrong, like, dude, I remember we had one TV in the house, and, like, if Michael Jordan was playing, we were watching Michael Jordan play.
Yeah.
Like, Michael Jordan is that dude. But I don't think you can compare Michael Jordan's career to LeBron's.
Yeah, I don't think you can compare anybody's career to today's NBA or today's NFL or anything like that. It's kind of almost.
Gary said, didn't Kareem play almost a decade before the 3-point line was
That
instituted?
is-
But I mean, he wasn't shooting no 3-pointers.
Yeah, I mean,
I can promise you, Gary, he wasn't shooting 3-pointers.
Yeah, he went, and then LeBron didn't shoot the three very much until recently. I'd say like the past 6 years, probably shooting the three, but he wasn't shooting the three like that. Yeah,
So-
consistently. Brandon trying to add that in on the slide,
I hate that fadeaway jumper, 3-point jumper. It's so bad.
but it's so ice though.
It's not ice. I bet you numbers show it ain't ice.
I mean,
I bet you I could have a better
he ain't
3-point
shooting a low
percentage
clip,
than
but
him.
he just hit 9 threes against the Clippers the other night.
I mean, hey, if you're a professional player, you're gonna hit 9 threes if you shoot
Are
30
you,
of them a
though?
night.
Probably shot
He ain't
20.
shooting 30 a night. We're talking about the most efficient basketball player probably ever. Guys, come on now. Let's get it right. If we're going to talk
Not
about
from
the
the free
Kings,
throw
Coming from the
let's talk-
same guy that said Jalen Hurts should have stayed in the
Not
the
from the
national
free throw
championship
line.
game. And he
I
was,
do think so. If
and he
LeBron
was,
has a bad half, are they going to
he
sit
was
him?
3 for 9 with 20.
If LeBron has a bad half, are they sitting him
First
for the
off, they
second
only
half?
have 12 people to choose from.
I'm just saying, you don't. Just because a player has a bad half doesn't mean they can't come back in the second half.
But
and be
when it's
great.
when it's one time, you have 2 more quarters to get it right, and you're already down 13-0. You make a change.
You can.
Evidently, you couldn't be the
can.
coach at University of Alabama,
I could have been. I would have rolled with Jalen though.
and you'd have not won a national championship.
I would have already had 5 or 6. So who cares?
Here
Not
we go.
the same Georgia teams that they are this year. I mean, obviously the Georgia team had some holes in it to where Tua could come in and break through.
Exactly.
Why couldn't Jalen Hurts do it?
A bad half is just a bad half, man. But let's not get off the king.
Hey, random stat on that game. Devontae Smith only had 1 catch, but it was for the national championship.
Well, he was a freshman, I'm pretty sure at the time. He made he made the game-winning catch for.
That's what I just said. I just didn't have freshman.
But that was like the only play that he came in. But he was a freshman. But like, look at the wide receiver room for that game. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. The
Mechie, Henry Ruggs the third.
I don't think Jalen Waddle was in there. He has no receiving catches in that game, unless he just didn't.
He could have
play.
been hurt too, wasn't he? Hurt for a
Yeah,
natty?
I think he might have got hurt in that SEC championship game.
Yeah, he was hurt for a natty, one of the natties. But this is a
I
question.
mean, the wide receivers probably went in the room and were like, "Hey, this dude's trash, man. Put 2 in."
There's no way, I guarantee you. Because I see the way they talk about Jalen now, even after he left Alabama and everything like that. So I doubt that.
I mean,
But
you gonna talk bad
for
about
Brandon.
him?
This is the question for Brandon right here, man.
Oh,
if
God.
when LeBron James passes Kareem, what does that do for him in the GOAT conversation to you?
I was the first one to tell you that if he does pass him in that gives him a lot better reason to be the GOAT. That gives him a lot better conversation to be with the GOAT, with Michael Jordan.
What are you going to say to the people that say, "Oh, he doesn't have the rings like Michael Jordan"?
Right.
But Michael Jordan doesn't
it
have
just
the
gives
rings
him
like
more
that.
argument, but he's still not better.
Here's what I've learned. If Michael Jordan, what would Michael Jordan be? He ain't a boomer. What is he? What is Michael Jordan? What gen is he?
He might as well be a boomer.
Let's just call him a boomer. I don't think he is. Let's just say these boomers are going to ride to die with Michael Jordan. LeBron cries too much. LeBron this, LeBron that. He can't win the big game. Our generation, no, LeBron's that dude. Yeah. Michael Jordan played against painters and plumbers. And then that generation is going to be like Bill Russell played against nannies and school bus drivers.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is. Like, until they die, which is coming soon, Michael Jordan's going to be the GOAT because there's more of them than there are of us.
Yeah. I agree. But my whole thing is, like, if you're willing to say, if LeBron passes Kareem, you know, yeah, he's the GOAT, blase, blase. If you're willing to say that, then you already think he's the GOAT now. Like, him passing him in all-time points, I don't think that doesn't make or break him the GOAT because you got to play 20 years to do that.
I think it's an incredible personal achievement.
This dude probably likes basketball where you have to pass it 5 times before you shoot it.
Who, Brandon?
Me?
Oh, no.
No.
Well, he just said that. You know what he likes to do on Friday night? He likes to go watch girls basketball.
He
He likes to go watch girls college basketball because it's the last purest form of basketball there is.
South Arkansas high school basketball, girls basketball, it's kind of hard. I'm gonna lie. Shout out Murfreesboro, shout out Blevins. We got some great girls over there.
Know these things bumping around in Arkansas, even though he's the biggest Texas high guy we know. So
Billy Lavender's the biggest Texas high guy.
That is true.
I can't compete with the Tiger.
They call him Tiger King. You can't go to a Texas high anything without seeing Billy.
You cannot. And I actually hit him up last night because he had some fire-looking burgers on his Snapchat story. So, Billy, if you want to come cook up here for us one day, hey, we appreciate it. I'm telling y'all, these burgers were the cheesiest.
Hey, Chris Loney said Morgan don't play that past the basketball game. His son's on my team, and it's literally I want nobody else bringing the ball down but him. And then I want you to attack the rim and either shoot it or pass it at the rim. I don't want to see none of this passing around the three-point line. Hey, there's a kid on our team that was so open the other night that I felt like I had to tell Kel to pass him the ball. Mm-hmm. he was standing right there with his arms out and wouldn't give him the ball, and I was just like, give it to him.
Let him get a shot in, man. Let him get a shot in. Hey, we got Nathaniel Hackett right here. Just got the job. Dodie, tell us a little bit more about that.
So Nathaniel Hackett, a couple of years ago, was the offensive coordinator over at the Green Bay Packers. Gets hired as the head coach for the Broncos, trying to lure in Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, does not pan out well at all. Gets fired mid-season.
Did you just see this comment?
No.
Keep going.
Goodness.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Nathaniel Hackett gets hired as the offensive coordinator for the Jets. Does that mean Aaron Rodgers is now going to the Jets? What do we think?
Braun wouldn't have to hold him, Dodie. Josh Stinson, maybe just trying to get a rouse out of us, but it's going to work. He says Braun wouldn't have survived the 90s. 6'8", 280, LeBron James would
Oh,
not
but he's a
have
crybaby.
survived in the 90s.
But he's a crybaby. Like we didn't see Michael Jordan complaining about not getting calls all game long.
Exactly. And then another thing you got to look at when it comes to that is LeBron does everything that the league allows to the best of his ability, right? When flopping started, which was not started by LeBron James, he just started flopping harder because everybody's flopping. If we're going to be flopping out here, I'm going to be the best at flopping as well. So I don't think that makes him a crybaby.
Frank said the 90s wouldn't have survived LeBron James.
Exactly. I don't know any hooper that's not a crybaby, first of all. Let's just get that out
Yeah,
there.
if you're a basketball player, it ain't because you're tough.
Exactly.
At some point, you hit that Oklahoma drill and decided to be a basketball player.
Bird would have put him in retirement. Didn't Bird get retired? Bird got retired. So I don't know.
Bird had a hurt back and all this. Now, I don't want to hear nobody hating on Larry Bird.
I'm not hating
Larry
on Larry Bird, but
Bird
let's be
is the
real.
coldest white boy to ever walk the planet.
I'm not
Hey.
hating on
Pete
Pistol
Maravich.
Pete.
Pete Maravich.
Yeah, Pistol Pete. But
Pete,
no, I'm
Pete
not hating
Maravich
on-
literally died on a basketball court. Pete Maravich is that guy.
You know why I like Larry Bird so much? This is before y'all. We used to just have VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And my mom would go get from Blockbuster NBA Rising Stars, and it was just basically what we would call a mixtape.
Yeah.
Or highlight tape. Boy, Larry Bird be on there just wetting people up.
I like Larry. I just think that
Oh, yeah.
he came through in the right time. We're going to just leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? He came through at the right time. Chase Walker says Dirk Nowitzki. Ooh, that's a good one, too. That's a
Up
good
there.
comparison, I think. Dirk
Luka,
and Larry.
Luka here in a few years.
Luka, yeah,
he'll be
Luka
up there
will
in
be.
conversation too.
Man, Luka looks like he's freaking 40-year-old insurance agent, and he's like
Larry
21
what?
years old.
Larry play. Who are you saying does not play defense?
Dirk did not play defense.
Did he
Oh,
not?
Dirk's terrible on
Yeah,
defense.
I
Larry
mean,
actually
he
played
wasn't
defense,
terrible
so
on
not
defense.
good
No.
comparison.
I have several videos
He ain't-
that
yeah.
I can show you. Dirk is worse than James Harden on defense.
He
You
would only
take him
get
out there
blocks
to the
'cause he was
perimeter.
7
Let's
foot
think about
tall.
when Dirk played. Now he's a true four.
When Dirk played
You take-
2 years ago, I mean, come on.
Not on
No,
defense.
when Dirk was Dirk.
Yeah,
When
offensively.
Dirk was Dirk,
Offensively.
he was a true four. You take him out there to the perimeter, yeah, he was gonna have some trouble. But wasn't nobody just posting Dirk up and making him look stupid?
Yeah, they were.
He also
I
played
watched
in-
Dirk
every-
was an
I watched
Dirk was
every
an
Dirk.
absolute.
When they
Dirk
swept
was
the
an
watched every
absolute.
Hey, when
Dirk.
they swept the Lakers, he was getting done dirty by buying them in the post.
Dirk was an absolute liability on defense.
Yeah.
They were help defensing on him every play.
When you're taking out
Dirk's
of the
a
game,
liability on
Did Chris
defense.
Bosh-
When you're taking out of the
did Chris
game at the
Bosh
end of the
expose
game,
Dirk?
on
Did Chris
defensive
Bosh
situations.
expose Dirk when the Heat played the Mavs in the finals?
he was
Where
taking
was
out-
Dirk's horrible defense at?
He was taken out of the game on defensive positions. At the
Every
end of the game.
possession, the
Yeah.
whole game.
That's bad when you're the best scorer on the court. I mean, you know.
I just don't understand what we're saying that he had terrible defense. I don't see that.
I can tell Frank wants to be a part of this. We're going to have to figure out a way to get him.
Dirk grew into an average defender. Young
Yeah,
Dirk
man.
was
Frank will
bad.
say some wild stuff on here.
Yeah, he grew into it. I'll take
Man, what
that.
were we talking about? Somebody got a job and they're trying to bring Aaron Rodgers to the New York Jets.
Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator at the Packers, was brought to the Broncos.
I wish Aaron
Hired as
Rodgers
head
would
coach.
break his ankle. I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers.
That's rude.
Because, dude, he looks like freaking Costco Joe Dirt.
He may be done.
What ankle?
He's
He may be done. You know, he could possibly be.
Oh, here he said Robin would have taken LeBron's lunch money. You know what? Let's don't even talk about it. Let's don't even talk about it.
Yeah, because it's LeBron, LeBron, King James.
Say this on the mic. I know this cat. Tell him Gene raised him better than that.
Gene raised you better than that, Josh. Gene raised you better than that. That's coming from my super producer.
Oh, Frank Size said he looks like Bobby with money.
Oh, God.
That's tough.
Hey, but check this out.
All right, so Aaron Rodgers. No, I'm not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I know that wasn't the question.
Why are you not a fan of Aaron Rodgers?
It's not,
because
man.
he's destroyed the Cowboys so many times and
That
left them
makes
with bad
sense.
memories. That's the only
That
reason.
makes a lot of sense.
Who is your NFL team?
The Packers.
Yeah, the Packers is NFL team.
He has no reason to be. That's the thing. I don't understand. How could you live in Texarkana? Oh, I grew up a Packers fan. You probably never even been to Green Bay.
Why would I?
See what I'm talking about? How you can be a fan you ain't never been?
I'm 20 years old. I have all of my life to go to Lambeau.
But how
Yo,
can you
Lambeau
be
ain't
such a
going
hardcore
nowhere.
fan if you have no ties to the organization?
He is
I've
tied.
been through the good. I've been through the bad.
I'm currently going through the bad.
Current.
No, you ain't had it bad like we had it bad. You ain't ever had it
That's
bad like
not
Cowboys.
realistic. Unless you're the Browns or somebody.
Is that bragging about being bad? I don't think it is.
No, it's about being a true fan.
Hey, there's only
I am a true
we
fan.
put
I
up the
watch
list
every
the other
Sunday.
day. There's only like 3 teams that have been worse than y'all since '97. So who could you root for?
Come on. First off, you can't even talk about any of this.
I-
You don't. You pick your team depending
I
on
do not pick
how
a
it
team.
looks.
Do I do that?
It
I
puts
do
you in
not
to
pick a
talk
team.
shit about every other team
I don't
because you
pick a
have no team.
I don't pick a team. I do not pick a team. I just watch the
Cap.
game. I'm a lover of the game.
Let's go next. I don't even want to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
It's not about Aaron Rodgers, it's about Nathaniel Hackett.
I don't want to talk about him either. He's trash.
Okay.
It's about Nathaniel, man. Anyway, this next topic is not so sweet. Obviously, today is the 3-year
3-year anniversary.
3-year
yes.
anniversary of Kobe Bryant. Horrible helicopter crash.
Man, I have so many memories from that day, and
That's what we're gonna do right here. Everybody, we're gonna go through. What were you doing when you got the news?
I was just sitting on the couch. My dad broke the news to me. I was just kind of minding my own business. He told me, and I was like, "You've got to be joking! Like this is like The Onion or something like that, just making it up because it didn't seem real."
Yeah.
And then I looked it up and I found out, and I was just crushed, man. That was tough, and like even just thinking about it now, it brings up bad memories and just how sad I was whenever I found out. Growing up watching Kobe, he was one of my favorite people to watch. I mean, we kind of talk about LeBron and not necessarily liking how he was on the court, or Michael Jordan not necessarily liking his character on the court. And Kobe kind of had that sometimes, and he had this like, oh, he doesn't pass, whatever. And you could bring up these things, but I mean, if you look at it, Kobe was one of the greatest players of all time, and what he did off the court and everything about that, he was a great person,
Yeah.
and that was a big thing to me. What were y'all doing?
I remember mine. I let Morgan go last. I remember I was in Lawton, Oklahoma. We were visiting my wife's sister, and we're all sitting on the couch. Nobody in the house is a sports fan except me. So I'm just sitting there, or whatever, and her husband was like, "Hey, Kobe Bryant just died," or whatever, and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, Kobe Bryant just died." So obviously, I get right on my phone or whatever, start scrolling, and I see all these posts or whatever, and I'm thinking same thing, this is fake, people putting this man in the grave and all this stuff or whatever. And then I, obviously got to a reliable source, and I was like, dang. And I remember it feeling like a family member had passed away whenever I heard it, and I never felt that way about like somebody who I didn't know or whatever. So that's why that's always stuck with me so hard, because it felt like somebody that I knew had just passed away in that plane crash.
so it was year one of game day. We were 7 months in, and I broke the news. Kobe Bryant died, which we all knew turned out to be true. I broke the news 6 hours before it was truth that he did. TMZ popped it up, and I thought, dang, Kobe Bryant died. So I posted it. Well, it wasn't like confirmed. It was just rumor.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, well, dang, I've already posted it. And it went wild. Like, I bet you everybody in this area heard Kobe Bryant died from game day because nobody else was talking about it. Oh, my gosh. What do you say?
He said I did.
He said I did.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people to this day, like, yeah, I found out about y'all through the Kobe Bryant thing. So I sat there hoping it wasn't true, but also like, dude, this is going to be bad if I posted this.
Yeah,
and it turns out not to be true. And I know people like to make fun of TMZ for fake news, but they're actually not. I mean, they're pretty legit when it comes to their news sources. So turned out to be true, which of course was sad. But I remember I was at home. Queen City, it was a Saturday or Sunday. I was at home, so it was one of the two. And broke it that morning, and I watched TV all afternoon. News just kept getting worse. First it was Kobe, then it was Gigi, and then there was like more people, and it just kept getting worse. And then you were like, well, he was going to his academy to a practice. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And, just tough, man. Sad thing for y'all to bring up on our first show.
I mean, it just happened to be the day. It definitely was a Sunday. I remember I was sitting at home. I just went and got some crawfish. That was my thing. I've been watching some football, I want to say. And I was the same like you. I was like, man, I hope this isn't real. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not going to have a job on Monday if this isn't real. If he's going to put this out there, we're done. We're done. But,
Yeah.
Well, you got to realize when I saw it, I literally thought, well, everybody has posted this.
Right.
No, it was just TMZ
Yeah.
It was
for
way
hours.
later.
I mean, like,
It was gaps, and there was time gaps in the
yeah,
whole thing.
like 8 hours before it was confirmed or something crazy.
Frank,
So,
being Frank, while we're talking about this, says, let's be real. Was there ever one year in his career you could say that with complete certainty that Kobe was even the best player in the league, wasn't even better, the best player on his team for a chunk of his career?
I mean, I've always thought Kobe was selfish. I've always thought Kobe was a ball hog. If I was an NBA player, there's no way I'd want to play with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
That's just me. Doesn't mean anything personally about him. I'm just saying, as a basketball player, why would you? I mean, I don't know.
It's like a double-edged sword the way Kobe Bryant was.
It's
on
like
the court anyway.
It's like, do you want to go play basketball with your dad? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go play with Kobe Bryant, so I can never get the ball and get yelled at when he does something wrong.
Yeah,
That's what it's like watching Kobe Bryant for me.
But we all crave that mentality. We hate it when we see somebody doing it, right?
Cam Sullivan knows Daddy Gino.
when we say that Mamba mentality, you know, we want our players to have that. You know, we want our kids to have that about them. You know, that's what comes with it. You know, thinking that, you know, you've got to be the one to go do it. No matter what it takes, I'm gonna go get that meal. I'm gonna go get
I
that
don't know.
bucket.
No, I feel like Kobe Bryant started the jacket up culture.
And making it.
I mean,
You know, that's the thing.
you say that he scored 60 points in his final game, took almost 80
Yeah, but
shots, dog.
That's at the very end of his career.
It
Let's
doesn't
go
matter.
back,
Like
let's go back to
I had
number
like
eight.
when people are like, "Oh, he made 60 points, made 60 points."
But what
Dude,
about-
you know how many times he shot the ball?
Okay, on his 81, look this up for me. Look this up for me, Doty.
Not on his 81. I'm talking about his final
I know,
game.
I'm just saying. Let's go to his 81 game.
Okay.
That's a little bit.
All right.
That's a little
Yeah,
bit. Earlier.
that's
that's
a legitimate
little bit
game.
earlier in his
Okay.
career, a little bit earlier in his career, and let's see how many shots he took that night, or you know, or any other 40, 50-point game.
I would like to know how many shots he averaged per game in his career.
I bet a lot.
I can look.
There was a lot of years too. There was a lot of years too where when the Lakers were getting dumped on, that he was just jacking. He was just jacking. But I think we all want our kids to have some type of Mamba mentality. We all
Yeah, this
want
is
our
man. He
players to have
had
that.
60 points on 58 shots.
That's
That's
the very last
terrible.
game of his career, though.
But that's terrible.
He was just trying to score.
But I feel like we're hyping. We hyped that up. Even he scored 60. He
hyped
scored
it up
60.
because he was
Dude,
old.
But 58 shots. Can you imagine if LeBron went out and shot the ball
Oh, yeah,
58
he'd get
times?
killed. He'd get ridiculed.
Dude, Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless particularly, they would have an entire show about it.
Yeah, he'd get ridiculed for sure.
So his like career numbers is he averaged 19 and a half shots per game, but he shot 44 or technically 45% from the field on those numbers. And for that I can't get three. For three, he shot 32% off 4.1 attempts per game, but he averaged 25 his career too.
Frank, if he was not a Laker, if he played for the Indiana Pacers, he wouldn't be a household name.
If he did what he did, he still
He wouldn't be a household
with
name.
Shaq and all that.
Well, he
Indiana.
wouldn't have though.
But
If he wasn't a Laker, none of that stuff that happened in his career would have happened.
Why not?
Because that stuff like that only happens in L.A.
You don't think that
Pre-Miami, name another team
Y'all
something like
listen
that
to
has
this.
happened.
Hey, y'all listen to this.
Chicago?
He shot less shots.
No,
He shot
they were
less
drafted
shots.
in.
No, they weren't.
The Chicago Bulls, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman was agent.
The missing piece.
Scottie Pippen was
The
drafted.
missing piece and Dennis Rodman, the bad boy Piston.
When he scored 81, he shot less shots.
He shot 46 whenever he.
That's what I'm saying. Like
scored
that's what we
81.
have to look at right
Yeah, I mean he was. I mean that's a lot of
there. That's
shots.
prime Kobe.
28
That-
for
that's
46,
ball hog Kobe, you're right.
7
But he
for
making
13, 81
If
points.
you shot 46 times and scored 80 points, what do you make? How many of them you make? Because you know he probably had 15, 20 at the free throw line.
20. He made 28 of 46.
Without a Lakers union
that's
Shaq, he's
50.
Kevin Durant.
No,
Yeah, I'm saying
more than
like
50.
That's where
Shaq never goes to Indiana. I'm telling you, he's Reggie Miller if he's at Indiana. And maybe not even Reggie Miller.
I just don't see that. Because
shot
I just,
61.
He was a
1%
Laker.
yeah.
You're not putting any stock in.
I hear
He was
that.
a Laker.
I hear that he was a Laker. I hear that he was a Laker.
The biggest media in the world is in
Hey,
Los Angeles.
You could also say that he made the Lakers in that era, too.
He did.
You know, you take him away from the Lakers. What are they without him?
A team with a lot more players that have better stats.
No championships, though.
That's what I'm saying.
They were going to win when Shaq was there. They were going to win the
Shaq
championship
wasn't
without
gonna go
Kobe.
there without Kobe.
That's what I'm saying. Why
Shaq
would-
wasn't any good without Kobe.
No, he
He
wasn't going to
wasn't
go there
going to
without
go
Kobe.
there without
That's what I'm
Kobe.
saying. He was going to go team up. He wanted to team up with somebody like that caliber.
He took the most money. Y'all quit hating on Shaq.
Oh my!
Shaq did want to get Hollywood. I'll
Yeah,
agree to
That's
that.
what I'm saying. If he wasn't in LA, none of this stuff happens.
We can say that.
If he was a Clipper, none of it
we
happens.
can say that, but I don't think. So. I think the way he played, that mentality, something was going to shake regardless.
I can't give Kobe his flowers right now on that deal.
How many did he win without Shaq? How many?
They have the most dominant post guy ever.
Well,
I
keep
agree.
in mind, Lamar Odom was an all-star.
And don't say
Lamar Odom was
Get
an
out of here.
all-star.
Get out of here.
Lamar Odom was
say
an
Lamar Odom was an all-star.
Al Gasol
You
is a
can say
monster
Paul
too.
Gasol.
Let's
Yeah,
not-
I mean they were all.
Andrew
Not
Wiggins was
Lamar
an
Odom.
all-star last year.
It don't matter. They were all-stars.
Andrew Wiggins got inflated numbers right now too, though.
Well, yeah. Well, okay.
If I could go stand in the corner for the Warriors
Andrew
right now,
Wiggins.
I'd be
a
all
big thing.
Couldn't stay
A
on
big
the
thing
court.
last year was fan votes. All you have to do on Twitter was like, hashtag NBA vote Andrew Wiggins, and he got like all like the K-pop fans or whatever to vote for him, and so it just inflated his numbers with All-Star games for that year too. That's the only reason he was an All-Star starter.
But I
Yeah,
just know that
exactly.
Andrew Wiggins, if I could go stand in the corner right now,
Oh
for
God,
the
Frank
Golden State
Size
Warriors,
called Doty Gander
I would
Mountain.
have 12 a
I
night.
think
Gander Mountain's out of business now, Frank. Shout out to State Bank.
I think he's talking about
one of our
Brandon.
day one sponsors.
He said, I think he's talking about Brandon. Who you talking about, Frank? Put a name on it.
He's talking about Doty. I've been looking at this hat he wears every day because that's
Stick
a
back coat.
that's a Yellowstone logo.
No,
That's a
it's
Yellowstone logo thing.
It's War Stick Bat Company.
I'm just telling you, the logo
You're
is
not a
shaped like
baseball guy. You
it's
wouldn't
like the
know.
Yellowstone
Shout
logo.
out Doty.
So
You're
every
not a
time I
baseball
look
guy.
at it,
You're not a baseball guy.
Shout out my boy Doty. I got that for Christmas.
because I'm living life right.
You're not a baseball guy.
Yes, sir.
What'd you say?
You got me that for Christmas last year, or Ron? Ron, one of y'all got me that hat for Christmas.
I didn't get it. It must have been wrong.
I didn't see. Oh, hey,
Rest in
Jonathan
peace.
Boyce,
Rest in
I'm bringing
peace,
y'all
Kobe
energy
Bryant.
drinks by there. You hear that?
What?
Jonathan Boyce said he's gonna bring us some Redemption energy drinks.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try those.
Come on through.
I don't necessarily just walk in gas stations very often, but the one I do go into by my house, I did look for them. They're not in there, or I would have got it. Hey, rest in peace to
amateur
Jesse
Photoshop kid.
Lemonier.
Okay,
He's
it's
dead
me.
at 25. Former Detroit Lions linebacker passed away today.
Definitely a sad situation.
Football players dying young, man.
I know, right? It's a big thing right now amongst young parents with football players, or parents with young football players. Obviously, I picked football to be my top choice in my career. I have all girls, so I don't have to worry about that, honestly, at least at the moment. But no, not at all. But at the moment,
Hey, based off Frank's comment, we're going to have some graphics for y'all to see here in just a little bit. And we need the viewers to let us know, A or B, who made the better graphic? We can decide it right now.
all right. Hey, once we pop these graphics up, I don't know when they're coming up. When we pop these graphics up, we're gonna let the fans vote on, which graphics y'all think look the best, and then we'll later tell y'all who made what.
It's actually next on the list.
Oh, next on the list, man, I'm gonna let Doty run y'all through this.
Wish I had it on the big screen, Doty.
Sorry, not
You're
everything's
supposed to have it up here so we can see
Here's
it.
the
on
remote. Anyway, offers.
All you gotta do is turn it on. I guess.
Offers from around the city. We've had a lot of guys and a lot of coaches come into town here lately.
Can we say Game Day is the official offer headquarters
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
for Texarkana?
Why wouldn't we?
We got people copying us all the time. We put it out, then they're like, "Well, Game Day did it. It's true." Let me
We
put
don't- we
it.
don't
I
even
think we
need
should
to
put
talk
random
about it.
stuff out just to see if they're fact checked.
Yeah.
We're gonna put Zachary Doty got an offer today. And we're just gonna see who posted it
Hey,
because
I
all they're
still have
doing is
eligibility.
waiting on us. They must be hitting refresh on our stuff all the
Do
time.
we have a picture of Doty in a football uniform? Or
No,
he can make it himself. Photoshop king.
Yeah, I'm the Photoshop king. I can do it. All right, so let's go down these offers. We're going to start with our Texas High guys. Tredarian Ball getting an offer from Louisiana Tech, as well as his co-running back in that backfield, Javari Johnson, getting an offer from Louisiana Tech. So shout out those guys and Louisiana Tech for getting some good running back talent here in town. Moving on to Liberty
Hey,
Allo.
you gonna just speed through it? Shout out to Javari Johnson, the sophomore. Big Division I offer. Mike, you see how he tries to just go through Texas High like that? Isn't that supposed to be your squad?
Well, yeah.
Golly,
I said both running backs.
We just flying right through that?
What would Bryson?
Hey, I mean, golly.
What would Bryson Henry think about that, Doty?
Tredarian
He's
Ball, a
feeling
freshman.
dangerous. That's all I know about Bryson.
Pop Tredarian Ball up there again, if you don't mind, sir. The freshman phenom over at Texas High.
Hey,
That's Nick's
There we
best
go.
player
Look
in
at that
the
photo.
town.
Somebody took a great photo of
My
that.
pick of,
Can we take a moment to talk about how great this photo is? Can we see Javari again?
I like a better
Stay right
picture
there on
from
TD.
you.
Stay on TB. Stay
Brought to you by Texarkana Emergency Center in the bottom corner.
This is the guy I think he's the best football player in the city of Texarkana right now. I know we have a lot of guys getting a lot of offers coming out of here. This is the melting pot. East Texas is the melting pot for football in the state of Texas, if you ask me. And I think He's only a freshman. We see Louisiana Tech here. I mean, we're going to have Alabama coming through here, Texas, all the big name USC guys coming through here for this guy in the next few years. This is definitely my favorite player to watch.
Texas actually had another freshman who I don't have a photo of, didn't play varsity football with the Division I offer from UTSA yesterday as well.
Okay.
Duncan.
Okay.
I'm going to get his name. I apologize.
If I had to guess,
I'm actually not familiar
What
with him.
position does he play?
Sounds like I will be familiar with him in the future, but
Do you know what position he plays?
he played freshman football. I think he was a defensive end.
That's not okay.
Uh,
I know there's a big offensive lineman.
Duncan
coming.
McGee.
I don't know him, but I know that there's a big offensive lineman coming up for Texas High who's going to make a big impact off of the freshman
He's number
team.
75, so he probably is that guy you're talking
He
about.
might be, but I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly, but I remember somebody talking about it this week, and he's going to make a big impact on that varsity offensive line because they're losing a lot of guys with John Jack and some other people as well who are going to the next level, and so he's going to fill in.
Big nasty.
Yeah. So he'll be the next up. He's going to try and fill Bradley's shoes, John Jack's shoes, and those other guys, and be a big impact to clear these holes for Javari and for Tredarian down the stretch.
I wonder how they're going to utilize him because last year they never were really on the field at the same time. So are you going to utilize in like a Brandon Hall situation, put one in the slot when the other one's at running back? I mean, I'm assuming we're going to see some reverses and stuff like that.
I think
they're going to have. I think you have to. If you have two Division I running backs on your team, you got to start getting creative.
I think they just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, we had.
But can they keep everybody happy?
I mean, last
You got
year
TJ out there. He's got to get his touches.
Yeah, but last year, let's just think about this. Last year, Dodie, you'll know the stats more than me, but they both almost went for a band, or they did go for a band.
I believe Javari was just under at like 900, and then Tredarian was at about 700. But he incorporated more in the receiving game too. He had he had rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, and he had a passing touchdown this season. So I mean, he
keep
can.
in mind, neither one of them really played until the third game of the year.
That's what I'm saying. So I think they can do running back by committee again this year. Those two are your top
I think if you got those weapons, they got to both be on the field at the same time somewhere.
At no point am I going to doubt what Coach Stanford thinks of running that offense. He has been able to adapt so well depending on the year. I mean, we started coming back to my memory. He had Tracy Cooper at running back and was able to utilize the rushing game so much, and it was like, oh, they're not going to have a passing game. And then Ryan Sellers is a starting quarterback. He was more of an option guy, but he saw Brayson McHenry behind him. He was like, this is a true passer. We can move Ryan over to receiver and incorporate more of a passing game. And they had stud receivers. They had a great passing game that year, and that was their main thing. Next year, we see Braylon Stewart, an elite rusher. And we saw again, they run the ball. They were doing that was their main offense, and they were able to work through that. Now this year, Cody Reese, he starts out as a main passing guy, but he was also had the mobility to run as well.
Yep. And
that was their main offense. Cody Reese goes out, and so they have to adapt, and that's why we got to see Javari and Tredarian so much and see their talent was because Coach Stanford did adapt to that offense. And so I think now that he'll have a full offseason and a full year to prepare with both of these running backs, I'm sure that we could see both of them in there in the backfield and then just kind of messing with defenses on who's it going to go to.
I agree. And we can't forget about that crazy receiving core. These guys are going to have holes to run through just because of the passing game at Texas High.
Yeah.
You got T.J. Gray coming back. You got Brandon Hall coming back. You've got the young I can't think of his name right now, number 12. He was a light-skinned young receiver.
You have that freshman coming up, too, that should be on varsity.
So they're
I wonder.
gonna be stacked.
I wonder if we could go back in time. Cody Reese doesn't get injured. How deep does Texas High go?
At 3 or 4 rounds at least.
Yeah.
What I saw from Cody Reese from game one, even though they lost that game, he was the like Dodie was saying, he was the pro passer. He was staying in the pocket, staying strong, delivering balls, and then he was also getting outside the pocket and making it happen.
You know, they had that scrimmage with Longview, and I saw his parents after the game or some family, and they made a comment about how, he did pretty good against Longview. I could tell they were upset with some of the stuff I'd said before, but I'd never seen, in my defense, I've never seen Cody Reese play quarterback. How am I supposed to know how good he was going to be? I've never seen him throw a ball in practice. I've never seen him throw a ball against competition. I've never seen anything except for him play 7-on-7.
Well, so the only time that he came in and played quarterback was whenever Bryson got ejected for 2 unsportsmanlike conducts and had to miss 2 halves. And so Cody Reese came in, and whenever he came in, he did his job, but we didn't see what we would end up seeing Cody Reese to be.
I mean, he did great against Longview.
Yeah,
But you don't know until you know.
exactly. You
That's
don't.
my point. Once I saw it, I knew. But I hadn't seen it up to that point.
Yeah, once I saw him against Longview, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit sold on him. And then when we went down to AT&T and saw him, I was like, okay, he's going to take them something.
The moment I knew he could sling it, I was behind the play doing photos. He releases the ball, and you could hear the ball sizzle. I mean, it was a tss. I'm like, dang.
Exactly.
Dude, he's slinging it.
That's coming from behind the plate in the fall or in the spring.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to bring that up. Having a baseball player as your quarterback is a huge factor. We see that with Patrick Mahomes now. He's able to incorporate such weird arm movement that he's adapted to in baseball. That's a huge factor in quarterback play and whenever you're looking at who you want to play quarterback.
And then the first game in Texas Stadium, or in AT&T Stadium, he threw a pass. I have a picture of it. He's released it, and his point finger's the only finger sticking out. Or it's like this, maybe. Like that. And he drops the ball over the corner, but in front of the safety, perfect right in the chest, and I mean drilled it.
Yep, Brandon.
I was like, dude, this guy can go play college football at quarterback. Like, he's legit.
He had almost 1,000 yards in 2.5 games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He had a chance to be, numbers-wise, the best quarterback to ever play in Texarkana.
Absolutely.
In a season.
Yeah, he was on his way to be doing something. He was going to have 1,000 by week 5. Easy.
Yeah, it's always disappointing when something like that
if
happens.
he finishes that game, he has 1,000 against Benton. He went out early in the.
Hell, he led the freaking area in passing for like 6 weeks after.
Absolutely.
8 weeks total, yeah.
He had 836 passing yards, I believe, through 2.5 games. He was gonna dominate it no matter what.
Yeah, that's it. Damian Chisholm. He's the other one. Those two guys, him and that other kid I mentioned, are going to be like the next big time recruits, on the line out of Texarkana.
Who else we got on the offers list? We got a lot coming out of East
All
Texas.
right, so we're going to move on to Liberty Allo. They had the University of North Alabama come through. We'll start with Tavarius Neal, receiver, and he can play some corner play for Liberty.
Glad to see
Allo.
him get an offer to play at the next level.
Yeah, that's incredible. And W.T. Jones also getting an offer from North Alabama. We've seen W.T. play these past couple of years. We know what he can do at the linebacker position. He eclipsed over 100 tackles this year.
He's a baseball player, man.
Yeah, he looks good.
I know that, he's getting some football offers, but he's going to go play baseball.
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll go play baseball, but just seeing him go side to side, there's only been 2 other guys I can think of in my career that I saw, move side to side and sniff out plays the way he does. And
what I mean by he's a baseball player is not like he's not a football player.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's going to play college baseball. He ain't gonna play college football.
Facts.
His co-linebacker, Cameron Hadaway, also getting an offer from North Alabama.
If we had like a most improved award or like a come out of nowhere type of award, Cameron Hadaway is definitely getting it.
For sure.
He had a great season.
Another guy that eclipsed 100
He also got an
tackles.
offer from Arkansas State last
Arkansas
week.
State earlier in the week, yes, sir.
First Division I offer.
And then the third linebacker from Liberty Allo, Greg London for North Alabama, who also played some key minutes in the run game for Liberty Allo's offense and some kind of tight end position type thing for Liberty Allo's offense. So, these are 4 great guys out of Liberty Allo. They're getting good looks out of North Alabama and will continue to elevate in more offers as coaches keep coming through the area.
Exactly, and a big shout out to a school like North Alabama coming through and saying, "Hey, I want all these guys." And if they land 1 or 2 of these guys, it's going to make their program a lot better. I've always said that about kids coming out of this area. Football is just different in East Texas. You know what I mean? Especially when you get Texarkana, when you got all these schools in one spot and everybody wants to be on top. And I want to be the guy to go, D1. I want to be the guy to go here or wherever. I think it just makes a different type of football player coming out of here. So shout out to those guys.
And then we'll move across town. Lastly, for Pleasant Grove, we'll start with Akari Johnson getting a huge Power 5 offer from Arkansas.
Hey,
Sam Pittman came into town.
That's
the other
big
day.
time. That's like, hey, can I commit to this right now kind of offer?
Yeah, facts.
It's odd in this area we live in. It's not odd if you live here, But if you're not from here, even if you're in Longview, you don't understand. In Texarkana, the Arkansas Razorbacks, for whatever reason, Everybody wants to be a Razorback. I don't really understand it, but I'm not from here.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up a Razorback fan. I don't get what all the hype's at. And that is a nice graphic right there. Shout out Texarkana Emergency Center on the sponsorship. It's a great photo, whoever took that. And just great graphic, I might say. If I
Giving himself some
let
flowers.
y'all
All
know
right,
on top. But great offer for Akari. I don't know what he plans to do, but that's got to be top of the list, I would assume.
Yeah, that's got to be top of the list. So he's going
And Pittman was in town.
Exactly. Pittman made his rounds around Texarkana. Another reason why I think Texarkana is a great place to be. There's 4 or 5 schools here. Coach comes into town. He's going to stop at 1. He's going to stop at 5. You know what I mean? So that's also another great thing about playing sports here in Texarkana.
So Akari is mainly being recruited as an athlete. Where do you see him being utilized in, say, an Arkansas offense or defense?
He's going to be on the defensive
That's
side
what
of the
I
ball.
think as well. I think he'll play a corner position, nickel position, or that rover type style position at the Division I level.
Yeah, and losing Kendall Briles as their offensive coordinator, I think that does push him more to the defensive side as they're kind of getting out of their KJ Jefferson, Malik Hornsby era.
And then he'll still get the ball in his hands because he's going to be a special teams guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've made several videos of this kid, and I've played it back 1,000 times because there'll be a defender right behind him, and a second later, he's 5 yards away from him. I mean, his pull-off speed is something different, and so I think he'll be a DB and a special teams
Hey, Coach
guy.
Boston's watching.
Shout out Coach Boston.
Coach Boston, man. What's up with these kids you got?
Oh, man.
Golly,
That's a whole
dude.
topic
Hey,
in
that's
themselves right
that's
there.
a whole topic in itself, man. They put on a show the other night.
I didn't realize there was a younger Boston than the one I thought. Because we were talking about in that Hooks game, when the young one came in, I thought this was this. I was like, was that kid playing a varsity game in 7th grade? I didn't realize there was a younger one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aiden Boston.
They must just sit around outside and play basketball in the
Yeah,
evenings. Hey, that move, I wasn't able to be there, but that move I saw right at the end of the game around half court was an elite basketball IQ move.
Yeah, he is
Aiden, is that his name?
Yes,
Aiden
Aiden
Boston.
Boston.
I'm going to have to go see this in person. Sorry I hadn't made it out there,
He's
Coach. I'm
only
going
a
to come.
sophomore, so we have plenty of time to come out and watch him,
And
and
it's
we
only getting
absolutely
better.
will.
Oh, so Buddy Shelton said, take it easy on Hooks. Hey, man, I can't help it. Atlanta
Hey,
came
that's
away
a
with the
great
dub.
game,
We're
too.
going to be there on the 14th. I can't wait.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
it
a
was
great
game. I can't wait for that one. It's gonna be crazy.
Hooks is a solid team. I mean, Carvion Johnson going out there at the end of the game was the main factor that pushed New Boston
Yeah.
over the edge. But, I mean, throughout that game, they were back and forth nonstop, and they're going to meet in the playoffs. I have a good
I'm going to
feeling.
make a true statement.
All right, let's hear it.
Get ready to clip this. A Hooks Atlanta basketball game has a better atmosphere than any other game we've ever done with Gameday.
I agree. I can agree with that. With that matchup over the years. Not
Why
just
do these small towns, I don't want to say care more. Why do they support their kids more?
it means more, I think.
Is it because the gyms are bigger, maybe? I think there's 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 or 6 times more people at a Hooks game or an Atlanta game than there is at a Texas High game.
I just think it means more to them. I don't know necessarily that they care more, but I think at bigger schools, they pick a sport and say, hey, we're a football school, we're a baseball school, we're a basketball school, we're a track school. Whereas at the smaller schools, it's just our sports. We care about our sports. We're going to come out and support the basketball team as much as we support the football team, as much as we support the cheerleaders and the band. And so I think that's what you get. And then they're a little bit in closer proximity than some of the bigger schools we go to. And it makes that rivalry just that much more intense.
And I would say they care more on a personal level. There's not as many students there, and so they know every single person on the court.
Yeah.
Going to Texas High, I didn't know everybody that was out there on the court at certain times. But having a more personal connection with those players on the court and having a more understanding of your student body and being in unison out there cheering for your team, I feel like that brings more intensity and a better atmosphere to these smaller schools.
It's a lot more fun just from our perspective
Yeah.
to go to a game like that. Or even like a Hooks DCAB or Atlanta DCAB. I mean, DCAB falls in the same realm as them. That place was always packed.
Always packed.
I mean, it's live. Like, it's fun.
I'm saying I don't know that we've done no offense to Hooks, but I think I might have to boot them out of that one and replace it with Atlanta DCAB, the years of Damian Collins and Timon Proby.
Well, there was some hate there. I don't know what the hate. Keep in mind, I'm not really from here, But there you could feel the hate in the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
When you got police officers coming from both towns and being sure nobody comes on each side of this gym. Man, that was the best time to cover basketball since we've been doing it.
Yeah, they were.
It was
both
so
going at
much
each other.
fun.
Dunks on both
I couldn't
ends.
wait for Tuesday night. I couldn't wait for Friday night. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
But it's still that.
It's
We
still
just
that.
don't have Timon Proby, let's say.
Exactly.
We don't have a Damian Collins. We'll probably never have a Damian Collins again. But, like, this Aiden kid, is he the next superstar?
I think where back then it was a big man matchup, now we've got the point guard matchup because this Carvey and Johnson kid and the Aiden Boston kid, I mean, they're both elite point guards.
Yeah, we couldn't. Stop
I'm going to be
talking
there, and
about the
I'm
point
really
guard
looking
matchup.
forward to that game.
Yeah, that's going to be legit.
All right.
Shout out Carvey and Johnson. Stay out of foul trouble.
Shout out Aiden Boston.
All right, let's get back on track with our offers here. Finishing out with PG, not only on the football field, but also on the track. Corbin Franklin picking up an offer from OBU.
Shout out to Corbin, man. I'm proud of Corbin.
I mean, you talk about so much how quick he is, and his experience in track has helped him so much in football. Coming downhill, getting these tackles. He was another guy that eclipsed 100 or very close to it, and so he's been fun to watch on both sides. And we're looking forward to track season.
Made some really big plays during his football career.
Yeah.
Timely plays.
Exactly. And then Corbin Franklin, a guy who's popped up on our radar kind of randomly at a track meet, at least on my radar anyway. I'm sitting there watching everybody run. This kid gets up there, wins his heat. I think we're at the regional meet or the qualifier
Paul
meet
Wall
or whatever.
relays or something?
Yeah, and he runs through, and I'm just like, oh, and Morgan told me to get an interview, so I go get the interview or whatever, and then he makes it to the regionals or whatever, and he places third or fourth at the regionals or whatever. I'm like, hey, who is this kid? And then we get to see him at the combine, and he pops the 4.38
Yes.
at the combine or whatever multiple times over and over again. And so we embarrassed him on TikTok on accident and all that stuff or whatever. But
Turns out if you run a 4.38, nobody believes you.
exactly. But he ran it about 5 or 6 times. There was college coaches in the building, stuff like that. So it was legit. So I mean, he turns into the fastest guy in the city, and then he comes out this football season and he just looked different.
On a personal level with me, when I hadn't been in Texarkana long, started Phone Pros, didn't really know what we were doing. His dad, for no reason at all, helped me. I mean, he was in the business at the time too. He helped us answer all questions, taught me how to do iPads, all this and that, and then comes full circle. Here's his son.
It's crazy.
It is small world.
Shout out Corbin. Shout out PG. Shout out everybody who got
Shout out Benny Franklin.
All right, let's move on to Longview. Frank's going to appreciate this.
Longview Lobos. Said Longview.
And we're not as much offers
Lobos.
from the Longview guys, but a matter of awards that they were given as far as
I
All
like
State
awards.
goes.
Let's go.
Taylor Tatum is who we're going to start with All State. Incredible running back. We've seen it time and time again. He's coming into his senior year. When's he going to commit?
Well, this is the Padilla rankings, right? Or the Padilla All State.
I'm not.
Am I saying it right? Padilla?
I have no
Say
clue.
Padilla.
That's
All
a
right,
Frank
Padilla.
question.
All right, so the Texas All State, it'll come out late this week, early next week, I believe. He's been offered by 42 Division I colleges now. He's been offered by Alabama, Georgia, Texas, A&M, USC, you name it. He's been offered by them. And I mean, like Western Kentucky offered him the other day. Like,
Gotta
well,
put
what's
your
up
name
with
in the
that?
hat.
What are y'all trying to do? You
Gotta
know what I
put your
mean?
name in the hat.
Northwestern offered him the other day.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, they
That
flew.
means he's smart, too,
hey,
though.
they
Right,
flew
right.
down here to offer him.
Yeah.
Hey, you got
Like, what's going on with that? So, I don't know. I feel like we have a really good relation. We have a really good relationship with all the players we cover. We definitely have a good relationship with him and his dad. To answer your question, no, I have no idea where he's going. Not the kind of questions I ask. We'll come out with a top 10, or they'll come out with a top 10 that we'll have graphics for. Hopefully by summer. He's visiting Michigan this weekend.
Hey, guy plays on
He
the
was at Texas last weekend.
He's
for
playing
the
on the
junior day.
PBR this summer too, so he could be getting drafted.
Yeah, that's the thing with him, man. It's like, what if he gets drafted first round in baseball? Does he play football?
Might have a Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson situation.
We were talking about this the other week. I was looking in depth at Taylor Tatum and truly his baseball. I know he played in was it the Hank Aaron tournament or whatever
Yeah.
it was on MLB Network, and so he got to showcase his baseball ability there. If he does get drafted with NIL rules, are you allowed to play MLB baseball and play college football at the same time? I wonder now.
Yeah, can we see a
Hell,
Deion, Michael Jordan situation?
At this
while
point, you can
someone's
do
in
whatever you
college?
want to do. It sounds like
Exactly. What
way
does
it
that
looks.
look like? what does that look like for us? You know, we saw Deion do it in the pros. We saw Michael Jordan kind of do it. Bo Jackson
looks very difficult. Is what we're getting at.
Yeah. So what does that look like for a college athlete to play? It has to be. You have to be. At
Let's
least
get
in
him
the
out of
same
high
state.
school first. But
And does he choose his college based on where he's drafted?
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
I've only seen one running back in person in high school that I truly believe is better than Taylor Tatum, and I'm a little biased on it because I played against him and I was a fan. And this is going to be a crazy statement. Taylor Tatum is just as good as Adrian Peterson in high school, but Cedric Benson is still the GOAT in my book.
R.I.P.
And I know there's been a lot of players that have had a lot more. You like the kid from Alito that holds the state record in yards.
Jonathan Gray.
Yeah, like I didn't see him play in high school. I'm talking about guys I watched play football.
Yeah.
I played against AP. I played against Cedric Benson. Cedric Benson was problems. But I was younger when I played against him too.
Yeah.
I played against AP. I was a senior. He was a junior. And he was problems. But he wasn't Cedric Benson's problems.
Yeah.
AP was like, I'm going to try to run you over problems. Cedric Benson was like, to this day, I will swear that he was wearing Vaseline on his entire body. Which, come to find out, is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
I didn't know that was. I've joked about it forever, but I'm positive he like a jersey, everything.
Vaseline down.
Hey, nobody could do anything with Cedric Benson that night in Longview when he played for Midland League. But Taylor Tatum is that dude.
Yeah. Taylor's
And the
that
more
guy.
you watch him, it's not like first you want to be like, well, that was a huge hole, he broke it. You know, or, oh, that was one defender. Everything you want to make like an excuse for, like, oh, he broke it off on this one defender or this or that. Like, the more you watch him play, like, he's that dude.
Yeah. And I think
good luck with one dude.
You talk about him and AP, putting them in the same sentence and everything like that, and that's funny because to me, he does a lot of things like AP.
Right on time.
As far
Right on time.
Slowing down.
Get on the
his
mic, Mr.
progression.
Boyce.
He said,
We got a mic over here for you. He wasn't joking when he said he was bringing it over here.
That's what we're talking about right there. Hey, if you got something to say, you gonna pull up. You got to pull up.
Let me see some of this.
Right
Now the packaging is great. We got some Redemption. What is it called? Redemption sugar-free energy drink.
We
Yeah, I
got
ain't
both.
really a sugar-free kind.
Got
of guy.
both. Got both.
I like the packaging. 100 calories in a can. Get on the mic. I got to ask you questions about this.
It's a mic right there. You ain't got to be on camera.
You're not on camera. It's just your
It's
voice.
a mic right there.
How did you get into the energy drink game?
He's got the big pressure sweats on, by the way. Shout out Trey Carson.
It was actually an accident. To be
Accident?
honest with you.
Game day was an accident.
It was an accident.
Okay.
Because first we came out with the Redemption Renaissance Beauty Supply, and then also Redemption Attire, our clothing line. And then when we initially started in 2019, when Redemption LLC started, we was purchasing land in a low-income and poverty community to stop gentrification. We never knew that we was going to be launching energy drinks at that time.
So fast forward.
How do you how do you come up with an energy drink though? You like, oh man, we're gonna get in the kitchen tonight and figure this out.
No, it's a little bit more difficult than that because, you can come up with chemicals all the time, but if you don't write down what you put in and what you put out, you're just going to have a big explosion.
Hey, the sugar-free one's 5 calories.
Yeah, the sugar-free, and it's no
Are these on
sugar.
Amazon? Because Jennifer would probably buy them.
No, they're not on Amazon yet. No. So the sugar-free
Here.
has no sugar additives, but you're not going to be able to tell there's no sugar in it because I have an aunt that has diabetes. And so when I have ideas, I like to take into account of people I'm surrounded with. And that's how we did it.
I like it.
I like it. Hey, get up. Where can we get? Where can the people get Redemption Energy right now?
So right now, it's launching fully. We did our preliminary run, which you know about because you was one of the first. You was the first one that popped the top.
Okay.
So-
Nick was the first one?
Yeah, he was the first one when we had Tracy's signing.
Signing day. Yep. Me
He
and
was the
Cam.
very first. Y'all was the very first one, and so right now they're new ways off Lake
No
Drive.
sugar free for me.
That's the only store right now in Texarkana. They're also in Arizona, Iowa, Mississippi, Memphis, and also Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, because see, let me just say, other companies. There are some companies, energy drink companies, that is not allowed to have their energy drinks in certain countries because of the caffeine.
Yeah.
So I knew that I wanted to be global, and I also wanted more vitamins than anything else. So it's really the vitamins that give you that healthy boost. You're not going to have a crash. It's smooth, and you're going to get some good sleep at night.
There we go. Hey.
I had never really been an energy drink guy.
Well, we are. We
I
are
might have to
over
try
here.
this out.
Because Morgan works us today, so we got to stay on the energy drink.
If y'all came up here at any point during the
Don't let
day,
Brandon hear that.
you're going to see a bunch of guys doing next to nothing, except for me. I work hard. They don't have to deal with the stress I got to deal with.
Hey, new way on Lake Drive.
Our new official drink of the Drop Redemption Energy Drink.
There we go. You heard it here
we
first.
add ambassadors all the time. So it's our ambassadors is great because it's not a pyramid scheme, right?
Oh,
So
God.
meaning that
That means Jennifer can't sell it to her friends?
no. What it means is that she can get it at wholesale price, and we don't charge her a monthly fee.
So she could actually have a business.
Yes.
So we could set up a redemption little fridge out there and sell them.
Hey,
Yes.
you can do that.
Next
set
corner,
up,
baby.
We'll set up
Coming back to
SKUs.
life.
But you gotta watch these guys. They'll be taking them. Let me pay you next pay period.
Oh well, that's the thing. You're gonna have to pay up front. That's the thing. And so when you get 5 cases or more, you get them for $3 a can.
Okay.
They sell for $5 a can.
Okay.
So some ambassadors sell them to stores. So when they sell them to stores and they get 12 cases or more, they get it for $2 a can. Because the store is not going to buy it for $5 a can. They can't make a profit.
Exactly.
So you want to sell it to the store around $3 a can. So you're making $1 to $2 per can.
Straight like that. Just like that. Redemption Energy Drink, the new drink of the Drop, brought to you by Gameday at Texarkana Emergency Center and Greg Orr Auto. Appreciate Mr. Boyce for stopping by.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Frank told me to tell you, Jennifer, the Office theme music's going to get our stream taken down.
Is it playing in the background?
I guess.
He just knows that whenever she gets a call, it might set us off.
Anyway, Taylor Tatum's that dude. Then
Yeah,
we got
Taylor
Willie
Tatum.
Go with your things. My bad.
Go ahead, Dodie. Go ahead, Dodie.
Well, so we got Jax Norman, who's going to be next on the All-State list.
I like Jax. He's also academic All-State.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it with Taylor Tatum, too.
Oh,
getting
by the
offers.
way, man, this freaking speech Coach King gave at the banquet, it was so good. It was so good. I wish we had it on video.
My favorite Coach King quote ever. It's just different down here in Longview.
Yeah.
My favorite quote ever right there.
The one video Donovan made, we were like,
All right, a man that needs no introduction, Jalen Hale. I mean,
let's go.
you can't say enough about him. He's an incredible wide receiver going to the University of Alabama. I mean, he was exceptional whenever he got the ball this season, creating opportunities in open space whenever he could, and setting himself free and breaking away and creating separation to catch these balls was incredible this
It's
season.
going to be unbelievable to see what he does in college. I'm excited. I actually have the first Alabama helmet he's ever signed.
Yep.
Shout out to eBay in about 5 years.
When he gets to the next level, it's going to be ridiculous. He reminds me a lot of one of my favorites, and that's Mr. Julio Jones. I know the Alabama connection made that a little bit easier for me to say. But when this kid stretches the field, there's nobody else I've seen anyway doing it.
Best wide receiver I've ever seen in high school.
Yeah, same here in person for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. When he's a longer guy that stretches the field, but when he catches the slant, that's what impresses me more than anything. His
You know who
ability to
looks
make
like
guys
Jalen
miss.
Hale?
Who?
Prevo.
Just in that short line.
Prevo. Now, I didn't see Jalen Hill play in person as a freshman, but if you go back and look, man, they look identical. Identical.
Hey, if Prevo grows to Jalen Hill's height, and as long as that, I mean, we're talking probably best we've ever seen.
Dude, because you know Prevo's fast.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
It's going to
kinda
be the Prevo thing. There's like a 90% chance it's going to be what we think it is. But if it's not, he's still He's still going to be a top tier Division I player.
Exactly. And if you're
It's
not sure
just-
who we're talking about right now, we're talking about Daquan Prevo, freshman at Liberty ILO, wide receiver this year. I think we'll see him play multiple positions in his career.
I mean,
there.
at the 4A, he's got to play both ways.
Yeah, he's going to play multiple positions. We'll see him a lot on the field. But my first time ever seeing him in person, this past season, we went over for their start up and warm ups in the summer, and just him out there backpedaling and breaking out of coming out of his breaks and everything. I was just like, okay, yeah, he's the truth.
So I knew who he was, but I had never seen him actually play football. But I'd heard the name enough because I don't go to middle school games. You know, there's no issue with them. It's just I got kids too, and we do football every day of the week. Thursday's just a day I don't want to do football. Yeah. We'll catch them when they get to high school. But I've been hearing about him, and we go to a summer workout. Had no idea who he was, and within 30 seconds of being on the field, I could point him out.
Yeah,
that's those kind of kids. Like, and he's still like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's a senior and you're like, oh, that's the biggest dude on the kid. Like, you could just look and tell, yeah, that's him.
That's him.
You know what I mean?
And that's
it gave me the same feeling, and this is going to sound crazy if you're a PG fan, but when I hadn't been to a PG game ever, and I go to that state championship game they played against Cuero, and I looked out there and I could tell that guy's the reason they're here.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I got when I looked at Prevo.
Yeah, for sure. I think I haven't seen very many freshmen play, just like you said. But the last time a freshman made me feel like Prevo, which is just a guy, Corey, when we went and we did a JV game last season.
You know, think of we have so many good football players here. Like,
seasons ago,
Tredarian just had a unbelievable year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have so many good players here.
The future is bright. The future is bright.
And it keeps going. I mean, we've already mentioned guys that are coming up off the freshman team that we haven't even truly seen yet, but we know that they're going to be really good. It just keeps continuing.
Exactly. All these schools are doing a great job, I think, right now. I think the focus kind of I'm not going to say the focus switched, but I think a lot more focus here in the past 3 or 4 years has been put into the middle schools and into the junior varsity program and stuff like that. Me and Doty have been talking about it all basketball season. Guys that we saw last year on JV go leaps and bounds to being really good role players or even starters on some of these varsity basketball teams right now.
Yeah. Speaking of basketball, which I know we're going to get to it later, PG at LE Friday night. I don't know what time. We got a time?
7:30, I believe.
7:30, so probably means 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Probably 7.
Yeah, probably say about 7-ish then. Hopefully a great basketball game.
I think it's going to be a good basketball game. Pleasant Grove showed me a lot in their loss Tuesday to Sulphur Springs.
I don't know, man. I'm still going to take LE.
Yeah, me too.
I think they're a better basketball team just all around.
I'm taking Liberty out.
But I hope this is like a rivalry game. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think it'll be good too. With the Halston Baca kid coming back for PG, kind of makes it more of an even matchup because I think if he wasn't out, Tracy could do whatever he wanted in the post. So could Greg.
JJ's been shooting nice.
I think the way that LE runs their tempo on offense is going to be the key to them winning that game. The way that JJ's able to play the point and kind of manage everything, and then Prevo getting all these open shots, he's going to make them eventually. And
Prevo's so out of control.
You can see how much.
He's a freshman. He's still learning.
Yeah, but hey, if he gets down there to that corner, I'm telling you, you're in trouble. If he gets down there to that corner, you're in trouble.
Yes.
But speaking of what Doty was just saying, Coach Brewer has those guys running the floor more than I played for Coach Brewer, and that's all he preaches is running the floor.
That's more fun to watch to me. I think my biggest issue with high school basketball is it's slow and it's boring. Not everybody.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's slow and boring. And I just can't get into it as much as I once have. But LE's playing the style offense.
Exactly.
Or even, it's just get it and go.
Exactly. I mean, I know one game we did, it was made or miss bucket. They jumped into the press immediately. Yeah. And, I mean, it makes the other team have to work harder. Like, Torian Phillips got a huge task on his hand to even get the ball across half court Friday night. Like, it's going to be a big deal.
I'm excited for it. I normally don't get excited, but I'm excited for this one.
Yes, I am very excited that game. That's going to be huge in district, both coming in at 2-2. It'll be big and kind of claiming that 3rd seed in district and possibly even 2nd seed if they can keep moving up.
Second right now.
Paris is the 2nd seed right now.
Of course, Paris is.
Yeah, Paris.
And now Liberty Ilo and Pleasant Grove are tied for that 3rd seed. Exactly. And then this game will kind of give that tiebreaker and advance themselves in district.
That's another thing too. I think with the way the district's shaking out, it's going to make these last few games, really tough. So who's getting in, who's not? You know what I mean? I think that's what they're going to end up with a situation that's maybe come down to that last matchup of the season to see who gets in. But that's going to be good. But while we're on basketball, not in our area, at least not this year. McDonald's All-American. It's come around. Selections are out. Teams picked a guy or two guys that we've covered, and then another guy that the entire world's covered made the list. And Ron Holland out of Duncanville, one of my favorite high school basketball players I've ever seen play. Got in some foul trouble when they were in Texarkana, so we didn't get to see him as much as I wanted to. But Ron Holland out of Duncanville, he's a monster. That's all I can say.
Yeah, he is good.
And then the Stephen Castle kid that we got to see in Newton versus Duncanville this year at the Red
Is
River
that
Hoop
old
Fest.
nose wrap?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to
Nose
UConn.
clog?
Yes.
Nose
Nose
Oh, that dude's
towel.
the best player I've seen in a long time.
He's going to UConn, and he is part of the All-American team. He was incredible in that game, and I've kind of kept up with him. I followed him on Instagram, and he's been incredible every single game that he's played. They're in district now. There's a good chance that they win Georgia State championship.
Nick called him thick.
He calls everybody thick,
I
bro.
said he was thicker. Hold up, man. I'm going to let y'all say that on here.
That's what you said.
Thick. I said he was thicker than
Y'all
most basketball
see
players.
where the anonymous head coach said the recruitment of Bronny James is the most ridiculous thing
Yes,
he's
I
ever
did see that.
encountered?
You can't get in contact with them. You have to go through the publicists and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I mean, that's just part of it. Ohio State got through. Oregon got through.
I mean,
I
we
think
all
reached
know
out
he's
to
going
them.
to freaking Ohio
Ohio
State.
State. Yeah.
Like, why are we even doing this top three thing?
Yeah.
I think the only other contender is USC
Yeah,
because
because
of
I mean, real
the
talk.
California
if his
connection.
last name wasn't James, is he really that dude?
I think so.
I've watched a lot of his. I mean,
He wouldn't be at Sierra
what
Canyon.
is he? Is
too.
he
Let's
like?
just think about this.
Hey, first off, if LeBron James showed up here and was like, "I want to be on y'all's podcast," done deal. Okay. Do you think if LeBron James calls a school and talks to a basketball coach, he's going to tell him, "You know, man, I don't think your kid's good enough."
No, I don't think that.
That's really good. That is really good. That was really good. Shout out Redemption and Energy Drink. The sugar free. I
Is
really
that the
like
sugar-free one?
It's really good.
I'm gonna try it.
Dodie messes with the energy drinks.
I have not-
You just stole
I
you just
had a
stole
really
a line
bad
from Monster. I
experience.
want you to know that.
What are them things you get at the club with the Jaeger bomb? What's the Jaeger bomb?
No,
Jaeger and Dr.
gosh.
Pepper, ain't it?
Not Jaeger and Dr. It's Jaeger and some kind of energy drink.
Don't ask
Oh,
me.
Red Bull. Red Bull.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, I have not drinking an energy drink since I was 21 because of that.
Well,
try it.
we're gonna
Let's
start
test it
using
out live
Redemption
on the
energy
show.
drinks in those Jaeger bombs if that's
That is
what you
good.
want.
He said that is good.
That's not what I was
I'm already
expecting.
one deep today, or else I would pop mine.
I wasn't going
over,
to drink it
and I know
on
what
here
tastes
because
like.
I really don't like energy drinks. But that actually is pretty good.
It's really good. I enjoy it a
When
When I
lot.
say
had one
pretty
already.
good, I'm asking.
I'm already one deep today. I don't want to have a DeMar Hamlin
Oh, gosh.
situation. Yeah, I don't my heart get going crazy.
Ooh.
See what he does there?
Okay,
Ooh.
See what he does there?
a little blue
I like
can.
that a
Give us a
lot.
blue can.
Can we do a blue one? I like it.
There we
I
go.
like it
Hey,
a lot.
The real energy
Jonathan
drink
Boyce makes big boy
of the
moves.
drop. Real energy drink of the drop. Y'all see it there. Make sure I didn't mess it up. Yeah.
It's kind of already got the shield going on too, so you know.
He might have stole our logo. Look at the shield. He might have stole our, now that I'm looking at it. You steal our logo, dog? Man, that's the exact shape. It's the exact shape.
Hey, man, hey, great minds think alike is what they say. But speaking of the McDonald's All-American game, we know Bronny James is in it, but LeBron James is in it as well. There's also been some other notable father-son duos in this game. Do y'all know them?
Let me guess. Amari Stoudemire and his son?
No.
Give me some hints then. That was my
Gary
guess.
Payton and his son.
Nope.
Isaiah Thomas?
Nope. I don't know how to give y'all hints without giving it away.
What team did the dad play for?
No. I'll go ahead and tell y'all. Because I don't even know what.
Oh, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen's a good answer.
That's not right, though.
Wow.
DJ Wagner and his father, DeJuan Wagner Sr. I'm going to
I
mess
guess
this
I'm a
all
casual.
up.
I don't
Steph
know who that
Curry's
is.
dad
I'm about to
All-American?
mess this all up. His dad was not an All-American. Adris Stojakovic
How would we have gotten any of these?
and
right?
his
Oh,
dad,
Peja
Stojakovic.
Stojakovic
How
in
would
this
we
game.
got
I would
any of
never
this
got
right?
that.
Those are the only.
Next time we do something, I get to be like, oh, you want to guess, Nick?
Hey, those are the only father-son duos to ever play in the McDonald's
Yeah,
All-American.
this is awful trivia.
game. Hey, that's the trivia. What we talking about, man? But Trey
Hey,
Young
I mean-
has his first son. No, I'm just kidding. It's not his son, but his first player off his AAU team, the Atlanta Hawks.
Did I tell y'all about the time
Jacoby Walters makes the
me
list
and
as well.
Jennifer stayed at where did we stay at Venetian, and we had a suite, not like the suite. We had a suite, but it was on the floor with Team USA. So I was like, we're going to get to see Kevin Durant and all these dudes. So anytime a door would open or you could hear the door shut, I'd be out there peeking where they at. Man, the only person I saw, me and John Kelly happened to be in the elevator with Trey Young's dad. He said, I'm going to come play golf with y'all tomorrow. We were like, bet, we'll see you downstairs. Yeah. He didn't come play golf with us. But
it wasn't that Santa Claus.
just a man in a suit. Oh,
hey, switching. Let's switch this around a little bit. Let's go to Jennifer's favorite buys.
Okay.
It's a good time. It's a good time for this.
It's a good time for that.
You grab your microphone there, babe. Jennifer is Miss Game Day on TikTok. You can
Let us guess first before you tell
can
us
search
what it
for Miss
is.
Game Day on TikTok. This is how this is going to work. It's going to pop up. We're gonna figure out what it is, and then we're going to figure out what it's used for, and then we'll let Jennifer explain it. Even though I don't think we should. All right, Jennifer's questionable purchases. Let's see the first one.
Questionable purchases.
Jennifer spins.
What is
Jennifer spins that paper. Okay, ant factory, an ant farm.
We know what an ant farm is for, but why?
Why do we have a 13-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 5-year-old, but now we have an ant farm with no ants or sand?
Because you have to send in the certificate and $4
Just
to
an ant
get
farm.
the ants.
And what's crazy is she tried to act like I'm the one that bought it.
I didn't buy it. I still think Baby Will got on Amazon and started ordering stuff because I don't recall buying
Do
it.
you think that is great parenting that a 5-year-old
I mean,
can get on your Amazon and order whatever he wants?
I was going to say that the ant farm is educational.
Is it?
See, that's what leads you to believe she bought it.
I'm gonna teach them about ants.
But I did
just-
not. But
I
now
don't
that we
get it.
have it, it's kind of cool. And I'm going to send in my certificate and $4.
So you're
so
gonna
You know what she
I can
said
get a tube of
yesterday?
ants.
Quote, you send them in $4 and they send you the stuff free.
Whatever.
So we're full swing ant
for
farm.
ants.
There's full swing ant farm at y'all's
But
house
you
right
can't just go outside and get them because you have to be guaranteed to have the queen. And so if you send the $4, then they
Oh,
make
my
sure that you have the
goodness.
queen.
It's going to be a good project for me to learn how to kill ants.
now. I'm pretty sure there's going to be ants in y'all's house. So y'all just stay tuned to the drop, and so we can get the ants all in our house, or we'll
Between
put
Walker,
the ants in
Will,
our
or
bed.
Max, somebody's
Yeah.
going to knock the
Max
ants over.
eating these ants and destroying the ant farm, or
Mac
Will's
has
letting them
eaten,
go in the bed.
in his lifetime, at least $1,500 worth of my beef jerky. I get that beef jerky at Love's Truck Stop. It is the bomb. I would love for y'all to sponsor. I don't know what brand it is, but it's great.
It's the Robertsons.
Robertson's brand beef jerky. And he just gets in the pantry and takes it outside and tears it open and eats all of it. They're like $100 for like a pound of it.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's so good, though. I don't get it all the time, but every time I do get it, he sniffs it out.
Hey, Frank said in her defense on that one, y'all are going to spend $31 on granola bars. I don't know what that means.
Jennifer will spend money on anything.
No, I won't.
But let's see our next questionable purchase.
What's the next buy? Only
Morgan, you need to buy an ant eater.
only 2 questionable buys in a week, or she do more than that?
No, she buys a lot of stuff she don't need to buy. Okay. The Ordinary.
I'm just going to let you butcher the name.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay.
The Ordinary, yeah. Reversatile.
It's $30 for 2 little bottles.
That's a good price.
What exactly is this used for?
It's resveratrol.
That's for your nose. It's got a
no,
nose dropper.
no. TikTok told me that it will
gosh,
make
TikTok.
yours. I'm getting older. I'm like 37 years old. I need to start working on the anti-aging process. So I buy all the
What is
ordinary
like
stuff.
37 years old?
I think I'm 37 or I'm 38.
What?
She's 37.
So I'm just trying to.
So, do you have any proof that this works?
I just used it last night.
You don't look any younger today.
Well, it
Oh.
takes time.
How much time?
I don't know.
We acting bold.
So who?
Follow back in a week.
TikTok.
Here's
TikTok
the thing.
is
I may
your-
not notice if it's working right away, but if I stop using it, all of my products, in about a month, you're going to be like, dang, she looks bad.
Jennifer has an issue, a big time problem. She's an impulse buyer. Let's see what's next. I don't even know about that. I don't know what that one's talking about.
I don't have this one yet, but it's coming today.
Is that live news?
Yeah, we have breaking news in the NFL, but we can continue with this. I mean, his
we know
breaking
what
is
this
not
is.
really great.
This is easy right here.
I don't know what that is.
It's a collagen face mask. They just put it on there, lay around for about 10 minutes, and then take it off.
Their
And they
V-line doesn't sound great.
think
Do you think 37's too young to be doing anti-aging stuff?
Okay, that's
I
not for
guess
your
you can start
face. It's not for
anti-aging
your
or whatever.
face.
Buddy Shelton says, "Don't you have a sponsorship with Rocasa?"
It's not for your face. It's for your chin. It's
They do
supposed to get
football
rid of
only,
your-
Football on.
but we do support Rocasa because they support us. But these are just stuff she buys on Amazon.
Whatever. When my jawline starts getting snatched, you're gonna wish you had a V-line chin strap.
Give me a new woman.
This is what this is, a chin strap?
Yeah, you put it on your chin. You hook it on your ears, and you wear it below your chin, and it helps
Oh, see, that's not what I thought.
double
that
chin go away.
was. That's not what I thought
This
that
is
was.
these last two are proof. Women will buy anything.
They will buy anything.
No,
So
the next one
you
I
put
had
it on
to
your
buy.
ears for
Did
what?
you find this on TikTok too?
Which one?
This one, the
thing?
V-line mask.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you put this on your ears and it will hold your
No, it like it hold
makes
it
you not
goes
have a
it
double
goes
chin or
underneath
what?
your neck.
Oh,
No, no.
Why is there a mom costume? Hey, just so everybody knows, we are not into that. All right,
No, I had to wear this.
well,
so
Halloween been gone, so
I'll let other people.
this is here
do-
recently.
Okay, it was for a good cause.
Explain.
The school where our children go to school at had something where we were giving back to the teachers, and so we had to dress up like mimes, and we gave candy
Had to,
out.
or just you?
Everybody else did.
Why couldn't you have just used a striped shirt that you already have?
It's not. I need the
You
accessories.
didn't need gloves.
could have used
You
more
didn't
than
need suspenders. You didn't need this hat.
I wore the scarf and the hat. I didn't wear the suspenders.
Hey, Danny Heflin says wearing that chin strap, you're gonna have Dumbo ears in 6 months.
I'd rather. Hey, Morgan got rid of his when he was young. He'll help me get rid of them now.
Yeah, my head got bigger.
Whatever. In my defense, all of that was practical.
And we do have a bunch of Rocasa stuff. I have a bunch of that. What's that stuff called? Cherry tart,
Elderberry
elderberry soup, all that.
gonna get you through. That's what they say.
She has. I'm doing this like a line of this Rocasa stuff. I swear, for years I thought this is the biggest scam of all time.
Hey, I can't say the best medicine stuff that we use for Nora is some Rocasa stuff.
Rocasa stuff is fire.
Yeah, you rub it on her feet or whatever. Yeah,
Rub it on her feet.
you rub it on her feet. Yeah,
Huh.
What you put on your feet?
that Jergens, baby.
Have y'all ever done the onion thing? Have y'all ever done the onion thing, or supposedly?
Yeah, the onion.
Have
thing.
you ever done that?
Well, not the onion, but the potato skin.
Is it
or
potato?
whatever.
I thought it was
Potato
onions.
peel
I
or
thought you boil the onions and then let them cool, and then you put them in your socks. And when you wake up in the morning, they're just going to be black because it pulls all the toxins out.
Well, we did that with potato skins or something like that, or a piece. Of
I don't know,
potato,
man.
Something like that, right? It's something like that, but we did that before.
My grandparents, I didn't have, my grandmother died in like the mid 90s, so I'd have been like 10. So like I didn't get all that old stuff people do.
Yeah,
Jennifer
what they
don't take
call
care
them?
of us.
Old wives' tales. Yeah,
Yeah.
home remedies, whatever you want to call it. Hey, I do gotta say this right here, man. We gotta give a birthday shout out today. Oh, Brian Bolte, it's his birthday.
Is
Bolt
it
hurt.
Brian's Bolt birthday?
His birthday today, man. Birthday today. So if you're in the Magnolia area, give my boy a
Stop by, get some insurance from Bolt.
That's all he wants for his birthday.
Tell him happy birthday.
That'll be a good clip right there.
Take him a duck hunting photo.
Yeah, send him some duck hunting photos. I don't know how much hunting he's getting to do right now since he's opening up his new stuff.
You
But
talking about a come up? He came up fast.
yeah, moved on back home.
Hey, we're
he
not
moved
gonna
back home, but he's working back home.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna not have him for game day going forward.
Yeah, we're gonna miss old Boat. We got if you can make him mad, he don't get mad. He gets Boat hurt.
That's a fact.
That's what he saved in my phone as.
Shout out to Brian Bolt. Whenever we were covering Texas High's homecoming, and it was Brian Bolt's idea. Oh, hey, let's dress up in suits to the homecoming game. I show up in this suit, and he's like, I really don't want to do this anymore. I was like, Bolt, you better show up in a suit, or I'm going to be very mad.
What he show up in?
He showed up in like slacks or whatever, but I mean,
Basically,
was-
what he
was
wore to
pushing
work.
it. Yeah, he was pushing it though. He was pushing it.
Nobody ran that one by me. I would have axed that immediately.
The suits thing?
Yeah, because I don't want to have to dress up in
Well,
a
so
suit.
Brian
I wouldn't
thought that
have
we
done
were
it.
going to be on camera too, and that's why he wanted to. And then
Oh,
he got,
there we
he,
go,
he
there we
got,
go.
He got there and he realized that we weren't going to be on camera, and he was
Get
like,
to the
"This
real.
was pointless.
We're getting to the real.
This was pointless."
We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
And Eric Aiken wasn't there to veto, so
Hey, first episode of the drop, guys. Where do y'all think
Then we
we're
have some
going?
breaking news.
Oh,
Yeah.
we do have breaking news.
I mean, it's the Panthers. I mean, it can only be so breaking. But the Panthers are hiring Frank Reich as their head coach. So they are officially out of the Sean Payton sweepstakes. I mean, where do the Panthers go forward with Frank Reich as their head coach?
They're not going to be good for a while.
A little while.
Has nothing to do with the coach. It's just the situation the organization's in.
Yeah, I think this, like, I saw something about this too. Like when you have like a superstar that you try to build around, and then that superstar leaves, where does that leave your team? And like they haven't been able to kind of recoup from losing Cam Newton. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's where they're at. Where do you get that new concrete piece that you can start building around now? You know, you keep getting quarterbacks. Teddy Bridgewater wasn't it? What's 14? What?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
They tried Baker Mayfield.
None of those
They
guys
tried
are-
P.J. Walker. They have tried everybody. They are the next team to be looking at for a quarterback in this draft. Whether that's going to be Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, or Will Levis, we don't know yet.
Exactly. So until they get that concrete piece that they can kind of build around again, they're going to struggle in Carolina.
I saw something yesterday. LSU accidentally overpaid Brian Kelly $1 million in 2022.
I think, I mean, towards the end there, I mean, he looks worth every penny.
Well, it took accounting caught the discrepancy. Okay, how much does Brian Kelly make a year?
How much did he make? How much does he make a year?
Yeah, do we have any idea? 4 or 5 million? Let's
I'll
assume.
look.
I think, honest to God, when you're making that kind of money, I think it can go unnoticed.
Yeah.
He signed a 10-year, $95 million contract.
So $1
making
million
$9.5.
a year can go unnoticed.
Yeah.
He probably, when you have that much money, I doubt he even looks at his
He
bank
don't
account.
look at the check stub or nothing like that.
No.
Somebody is, but he ain't. I think that's just an easy. I think that's just an easy overlook, especially by him. Like I don't think he was trying to steal money.
No. I mean, I honestly believe $1 million can go overlooked when you're making that kind of money because he probably has a ton of money already.
Yeah. I mean,
I
Notre
would
Dame
assume.
paid him. Notre Dame paid him a lot of money.
So I want to know if they're going to be like, oh, you need to pay this back. All right, cool. But he paid taxes on it.
Oh yeah.
He's a state employee.
So he was
So how does that work?
he was getting paid directly from the school, and then he was also checks were being sent to Kelly's LLC. So he was getting double paychecks instead of just one paycheck, and that's how they became $1 million overpaid. So I don't know how it's going to work from here on
Maybe
out.
if it went to his LLC, he hadn't paid taxes on it yet. Or I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works either. Does it put him in a bind?
Sound like rich people problems.
Yeah.
The school
good
will get
problem
back
to
the
have.
money with an adjusted pay scale in the coming months.
Okay, so he won't even have to do anything about it. They're just gonna pay him less
Yeah.
this year.
They're just going to adjust how much he makes this upcoming
Stephen
year.
Curry thrown out of his third game ever last night.
All for the same reason.
Yeah,
for
what's up with
throwing
this
the
mouthpiece? Hey, dude, you just quit wearing your mouthpiece.
I mean, it's
He
just
barely wears it anyway,
Yeah,
just
it's
chewing
always
on it the
hanging out.
entire time.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the mouthpiece. When he gets mad, it's just a reaction to throw it. I mean, at this point, when you're a Stephen Curry, LeBron James, KD, I mean, who cares if you get thrown out of a game? You know what I mean? You ain't going nowhere. You know, I get a little fine or whatever it is, but when you're making that much money, like you said, it goes overlooked.
What were you asking me yesterday about Michael Parsons?
Oh, I was just saying the turmoil in the locker room in Dallas. Michael Parsons throwing shade at Dak after that
Well,
game.
he came out and said that he wasn't talking about Dak. I mean, he could have been,
Well,
but
he talking about 2 picks. Who else you talking about?
well, no. He was talking about like quarterbacks making money or like something about quarterback salary. And right now, 3 of the quarterbacks left in the playoffs are all on rookie deals, and so he was talking about these teams are able to build around these guys on rookie deals and have made it work that way. I don't know that he was necessarily throwing shade at Dak.
No, what I was saying was after the game when he was saying, you know, hey, there's no reason we shouldn't have won that game. We kept Christian McCaffrey in check. We kept Debo in check, and we probably win that game without those 2 picks. The media kind of took that and ran with it.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, the media kind of took that comment and ran with it, like, you know, Michael Parsons throwing shade at Dak. He's the new face of the team. all this extra stuff. You know what we do as media. You know, we make it spin.
Man, we don't do
I'm
stuff
just
like
saying,
that.
media. We're part of the media. We can't.
Cowboys, man. I
We don't make it spin. Come April Fools. Yeah, just wait.
How you gonna do that? That's the last time he gets pertinent information.
We still have 3 months until then. They're gonna forget.
Somebody's going, oh man, I done put something down.
Nah.
What else we got?
You don't got no comment on it?
I mean, I'm just ready for. Yeah, I think it's time for a new era. I mean, I know why we can't move on, but I feel like, you know what? Let's just call a spade a spade. This isn't a championship football team. Let's just get what we can get and start over. On offense.
Yeah. I just think now.
Dak is just not that dude.
I think as a Cowboy GM or whatever, CEO, owner, coach, whatever right now, you're just thinking like it's been so long since we've actually had a legit team. Because we can't sit here and say the Cowboys aren't a legit team. It's been so long since we had a legit team. Do we really want to put ourselves back in that rebuilding situation? And I think that's where they're sitting.
Cowboys, as a lifelong Cowboys fans are hurt, man. Like, they put us through this every year. Every year it's the same thing. And it's just like, when's it going to be our turn? You know what I mean? Like, 49ers. How effing lucky are they? They got Mr. Irrelevant, turns out to be a freaking, should have been number 1 overall pick. Like, that is complete luck.
It is.
It's 100% luck.
It is.
That Brock Purdy's that dude.
It's
If
all
Cooper
about-
Rush came in, we'd lost every game.
But y'all didn't when he came in.
I'm just saying, we're not lucky like a lot of these organizations.
I mean, y'all.
The
lucked
New
over
England
Tony B.
Patriots will go down, in my opinion, as the luckiest franchise in the history of all sports
Because of Tom.
because of Tom Brady. They didn't draft that dude thinking, oh, he's our future.
But look how many guys they did draft.
No,
that
don't
that
even
guy.
get me started.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're taking chances.
Tom
It's not-
Brady, since he's
Grab the
gone,
mic.
even in his old age, they ain't doing nothing. He had trash receivers outside of Randy Moss, outside of his 2 tight ends, even.
Trash.
Let me finish.
Wes Welker will be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He wasn't a one receiver.
I was
he was a
saying-
slot
Julian
receiver.
Edelman
Hey,
I'm
will
just
probably
letting
be
y'all
a Hall of
know.
Famer.
He
Regardless
did
of what he
it.
was
He
doing
did it
off
with
the
less. It wasn't because the New England Patriots
We
are such
made them
such a
less.
great organization.
We made these guys less.
Tom Brady could have done it with anybody.
No.
Yes.
We made these
Yes.
guys less.
Yes.
We made Wes Welker less. We made Amendola or whatever his last name is less. We made the killer less. We made them less.
The
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just saying.
they were good players. We're acting like the killer.
The
wasn't in
Cowboys
Florida.
aren't lucky. The Philadelphia Eagles win their championship. There was a lot of luck involved in that year.
I'm just saying we made.
There was a
these
lot of
guys
luck
less
involved in the
than-
year Philly won that. I mean, their backup quarterback comes in and wins the championship,
That's
and then
having-
he's been
having-
trash ever since.
Next man up.
Like I know,
Next man up.
there's
They
a
had
lot of luck
somebody in
involved in
line.
that.
They had
If our
Nick
second
Foles.
string dude comes in,
He
we
won
ain't-
405
but he
games or
died.
whatever.
But he has a great team around him. I'm just saying, like
You're not in
with
that
our
position to
luck,
win it without a
with
good
our
team.
luck, Cooper Rush would have went in and threw it for 5 interceptions.
He didn't, though.
against
What do you
Tampa Bay.
mean?
I'm just saying, he ain't gonna win no freaking championship.
He could have. He got the same amount of chances as Dak to win one.
What would Nick Saban do?
Oh. What would Nick Saban do?
What would Nick Saban do? Stay with
Got
Dak.
an
or go
offer
with
alert. Got an offer alert.
Cooper? Uh-oh. Right on the spot.
Any guesses?
Who's in town? Let me get on the Twitter.
we are
North
we are the
Texas-
king of offers.
North Texas was in town today. Their offensive line.
Wrong.
Okay.
Prevo got an offer. Big offer.
Okay.
As
Are we
always.
asking from who it's from?
Yep.
Big offer.
Let me check Earl's Twitter.
Don't do that. Florida State.
Oh, okay. Florida State. I like it. ACC. What do y'all think about the ACC? Not to take away from Primo right here.
I'm not a fan of
What do
the
y'all think about the
ACC. Not a
ACC?
fan of the ACC.
It has, I don't know. It becomes a 2 to 3 team conference. Very.
But doesn't
easily.
every conference?
I mean, at points, yes.
Because, I mean, let's say the SEC, I know everybody loves to ride the SEC bandwagon at the end of the year when their SEC team is at home.
Sark's in Longview,
But
so maybe coming our way.
the SEC, let's just think about their notable guys, their notable teams that are winners in these past few years, not just because they're in the SEC. You got Alabama, Georgia, LSU,
You could say.
That's
You could say. I mean, A&M should be good. but
A&M
they're
should
not.
be good, but they're not.
Arkansas, not this year, but last year they were decent.
All right, the Texas high school football program rankings. Can I email this to you, Cam?
I can screenshot, yes.
All I'm saying is I feel like every conference just has 3 top dogs, basically, and then everybody else is just
But-
fighting for scraps.
The ACC's top dogs are like so much worse than the SEC's top dogs. I feel like you have Clemson who can hang there, but then you have Florida State who's good every other year. Maybe
Yeah.
you have Miami who has been awful. Shout out Donnie Kelly. You have North Carolina who's been decent.
Shout
since
out Mac Brown.
I was about to say since Mac Brown got there. Drake May, who's making I think like the 5th most NIL money of all college athletes right now. Crazy. And so they're going to be good. Who else though? I mean, Wake Forest just lost Sam Hartman, so Wake Forest is going to
Come
go
on,
down.
man. Boston College, home of Matt Ryan, bro. God. I'm just playing.
How many years ago? Okay, Falcons fan. Here we go again. But I mean, Syracuse, they'll hang in there, but I mean, they're not good. Duke is not a football program. Virginia's not good anymore. Virginia Tech, they're still hanging on to Mike
The
Vick,
Vicks
I
need to
think.
start sending their kids there.
Yeah.
I was about to say they're
Now
hanging
they
on to
want
Mike
to go
Vick.
there.
This is about to pop up here in a minute. Texas high school football program rankings came out. Any guess at number 1?
Number 1 team in the state.
Carthage.
Number 1 team football program rankings as a program.
Number 1, I mean, you got them.
Carthage has to be up there.
Yeah.
Carthage, but any of these
DeSoto,
6As.
South Oak Cliff.
Duncanville,
Alito.
Alito? Ooh.
deserving.
Longview's 32.
32
Carthage
players
is
won
number
that
2.
close?
Carthage is number 2. I think Alito kind of deserves this one because, I mean, they've won it at 2A, 3A, 4A, now in 5A.
Ooh.
And they've won it in every division in those.
Yeah.
So, Mart is 3rd. Has this popped up yet?
Mart is 3rd. Hey, Mart. James Bowie played Mart in the playoffs.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Marta
of-
was the ones that were scoring like
Yeah.
50 on everybody.
Of notable, Gunners 5th, Galena North Park 6. That's North Shore. Duncanville 7, Refugio, Highland Park Strawn, a little small school. Franklin small school, Shiner, Newton, all
Small
small
school,
schools. Pleasant Grove at 15.
Hey.
I mean, had a lot of success since 18. Brock at 16, Argyle 17, Katy at 18, Denton Ryan 19, Canadian 20.
and so is this all time? Correct.
This is based on 2017 through the 2022 season.
Okay.
Interesting years.
Longview's 32. I'm trying to think of notable ones here that are in our area. Gilmer's 34. A random one, which I don't know why my eyes caught it immediately, and it makes me completely question this list. Gilmer Union Hill.
Who is that?
I thought they didn't even play football. Union Hill's in between Gladewater and Gilmer. I mean, I bet you their stadium doesn't hold 50 people.
Hey.
Did you already say
Shout
Gilmer?
out my,
Did you already say
shout
Gilmer?
out my boy
Yeah.
Gucci.
Okay, where were they at?
34.
Okay.
Denton Geyer's 47, but they have Gilmer Union Hill at 56. West Orange Stark, one of the best teams in Texas high school football history, is at 76.
I think they went to 2 state championships in that time span. You just said.
Melissa 72. We don't have another one until 191. I'll let Dodie say who that is.
Texas High. Shout out Brandon Lewis
Top
for that.
20,
There we go.
baby.
Top 20 right there. Shout out to all at Carthage. Shout out to Pleasant Grove, Coach Gibson. Did a great job. But yeah, I agree with that Alito Carthage.
How many teams up there have we gotten to see so far? Alito, Carthage.
I mean, in person, I've seen Alito, Carthage, Mart, Westlake, Gunner, North Shore, Duncanville. I saw Refugio.
Highland Park.
I saw Strawn, Franklin, Shiner, and Newton over the last
Did we
2
see Highland
years.
Park?
Highland Park played Texas High 2017 in the playoffs first round. That was whenever Jerry Jones' grandson was starting quarterback. They won state
They
championship
won
that
state
year.
that year, yeah.
I don't think I've seen Grandview. I've seen everybody else play. Actually, no, I haven't seen Katy play because they hadn't played in the state championship in 4 years.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, we saw Shiner. We see Franklin.
Yep.
We've seen Denton Ryan play Longview.
I played Argyle. I haven't seen him play.
We saw Brock play first game of the
Yep.
year. Somebody else say that?
No, nobody said that.
They went 0-4 and won the state championship.
and won the state championship.
That crazy. Hey, like
What would
play a tough schedule. It pays off.
Should they have benched their starters and put all the backups in
Don't look at me when you say
with
that.
the 0-4 start?
I mean, they were playing up.
I'm just
You know,
saying.
but if they were in the state championship game and they were down 13-0 and your quarterback was 2 for 9, yeah, it might be time for a quarterback change.
2 for 9.
Somebody tell Jerry about that. Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Not Big Gucci.
Jerry Jones, man, he's about making that.
And a lot of things, if he knew his backup wasn't any good, he wouldn't have put him in.
No, it's not about the backup being good. It's about principle, I think.
But I mean, at the national championship game, everything's out the window. If your running back is having a terrible game pass blocking,
think, yeah, if
you
you're-
put somebody else into pass block.
Hey, if
Why
you're-
is that not a big deal?
What, say it again?
If you're in a national championship game and your running back is having a terrible game pass blocking, so you sub somebody into pass block, why isn't that a big deal?
Because your running back still gets the carries because it's time to run the rock. He's just
But
not
if
a
your
blocker.
quarterback's not obviously
He's just not having a good game.
if your quarterback's having no success
I don't understand it.
and you don't think it's going to change, why not?
Why wouldn't you think it's going to change, though?
Because he had 2 quarters to make it work and he didn't.
Two bad quarters.
You have 4 quarters to win the national championship.
A guy like Jalen Hurts,
2 of them, nothing happened for you.
who is a Heisman candidate,
It means nothing
having a bad half
does that mean
does
nothing?
not get you
because he
replaced in
wasn't a
my eyes.
Heisman candidate when this happened.
Yes, he was.
The next year, when he was in Oklahoma, he was a finalist.
Yeah,
or he
but
won it.
I'm saying, but
he won it.
was
But he was
always in Heisman
he was a
contention.
candidate that year as well.
I don't know how y'all are arguing with something that worked out in the favor of my argument.
Because I'm not saying that it was a
not.
bad move. I'm just saying that they did him dirty.
I don't feel like that is.
That's doing him dirty.
I
That's
feel
just
like
like when the running back.
I
runs
feel
it-
like the
that's just like
coach-
when the running back.
I feel like a Hall of Fame coach.
And they put the backup in.
I feel like the Hall of Fame coach made a Hall of Fame decision.
Hey, you hear what I said? That's just like when the running back breaks it 89 down the field. They get it on the 3-yard line and they put his backup in to score the TD. That's
nothing-
trash.
that's nothing like what
That
it is.
Trash. Who
That's
got you
nothing
there?
like. And first off, if you're gassed, you're coming out
You
anyway.
ain't gassed. You should be all
I'm
right.
just letting you know.
You should be all right to get 3.
Play
You
on my
can't get 3,
team.
you ain't
You
even
play
be
on
out
my
there.
team and get to the 1-yard line and not score. Walker Smith's going in to score.
And that be doing your
You got
running
your
back
chance.
dirty.
You didn't make it in. My son's scoring. Man, I wish y'all had been there the time Walker got this pick 6. Dog, it was so funny.
That Dion.
He started high stepping just like Dion. I mean, it wasn't embarrassing because I loved it, but it was just like we're down here getting beat. This kid gets a pick 6, starts showboating. Like, how did you know to showboat?
Hey,
You know what I mean? Like, where'd you learn this?
yeah, YouTube.
They be watching Dion. Like,
YouTube.
speaking of Dion, let's go ahead and hear it right now. Episode 1.
All right.
What's their record? What's Colorado's record?
Oh, the records. We looked at the schedule too.
Let's pull it up. I didn't look at the schedule. I know they got TCU right off the
they're-
bat, but that should be a winnable game.
We lost a lot this year and now have Kendall Browse as the offensive coordinator, so I'm not happy about that.
That's an upgrade.
Cam,
It kind of is.
I mean, did y'all even score in the national championship game?
we scored 7.
Anything will be an upgrade. Just
More
tell
than
them. Hey,
Texas
I was
has
just
ever
going to say,
scored
tell
in
them
the
they more
national
than Texas.
championship game or in the college football playoffs because they've never been there.
Let's don't get high on your horse because you had one decent year, sir, in your program's history.
Hey, but they've been busting y'all in the Big 12 for the last 5. We already looked that up.
First off,
And you're still
a
holding on in
program's
2005,
history-
buddy.
A program's history has ups and downs. We have ups. They have
y'all
one up.
and up. Y'all have and up.
No, we have
05.
2 ups.
Oh, 2 up.
And we played in 3 national championships.
Hey.
And we would have won if Cole,
Without
Cole
Vince
McCoy
Young.
hadn't got injured.
Oh, of course.
That's true. You know that's true.
I think that
love
was
Colt,
y'all.
but
It
no.
would, I think y'all had a great chance to win with Colt McCoy. Yes, but I'm not going to sit here and say y'all would have beat what we know what is now the football dynasty of the country.
I mean,
That year.
we were winning.
Without
All
Vince
right,
Young,
here we
we're not
go.
even talking about
Let's
Texas.
start it off. TCU. Let's go through it.
TCU, I think, is a loss.
What do you think?
I think it's up in the air. It could go either way. That's going to be first game of the year. He'll trying to get
Keep
on
up
each
with
other's
your
side.
record. I'm gonna give him a dub.
I'll
All right.
say a
Frank
loss.
Size says 6-6.
I will say a loss because I think Chandler Morris is going to be that guy for TCU.
Okay. So y'all have TCU as what? You have them as one, or you have
That's 0-1
you
for
have the
Colorado.
Buffs at 0-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have them 0-1. I got them 1-0.
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Win. 1-1.
Yeah. Same here.
I got them 2-0. Colorado State.
Win. 2-1.
3-0 for me. Oregon.
Win for me.
Oregon.
That's a loss.
Loss.
I got them as a loss. USC.
Loss.
Loss.
I have them as a loss. Arizona State.
Win.
Loss.
As much as I love Clayton and all the transfers that they have brought in, I just don't know that they're ready yet.
I got them as a win. Stanford.
Loss.
Win.
It's going to be a Friday game.
You think
Family
Colorado's
weekend.
going to lose to Stanford?
You don't think Clayton going to go touch the door up? I think he's gonna touch it up.
He might touch him up.
Whoa, 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 hold on. I'm not going to skip past this. Nick, Stanford
This
over
is my thing right
Colorado?
here. This is what I do know about Stanford. We just got done talking about Highland Park. Stanford,
David Shaw's gone, by the way.
when they stand up, when they come out there on that field that Friday night, they gonna make the least amount of mistakes, and they gonna play fundamental football against a new team, an all-star team getting put together at the last minute. That's gonna tell a tale.
By October 13th, you don't think that Colorado's going to be ready to slap
I don't know
Stanford?
how quick they can get it together. Maybe they can. Maybe they can't.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter's a big personality. So is this. DB.
I'm going to be on the sideline for the first game at TCU.
This DB that they're
With,
bringing in,
Deion,
I think
I'm excited about
This is a big thing. I don't want to sound like I'm a Deion hater or I'm hating on Colorado at all because I think they're going to be great eventually. But I think there's a lot of personality coming to Boulder right now, and we've got to see how it all shakes out,
100% of the time, swag pays off.
including the coach.
We're going to Colorado next year for a trip.
Me and Glenn are going to the spring game.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's going to be lit. I just think we got the new corner coming in. We got Travis Hunter, huge personality.
Don't be mad, Jennifer.
Crazy social media presences and everything like that. Shador Sanders is who he is. Silo's who he is. Deion's who he is. I mean, there's just
Next
a lot
year, he's got the
going on.
number one corner in the nation coming again.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot going on, and
Oh, there's a
Boulder
new
right
deal about to drop. I'll tell y'all off air. It's going to be groundbreaking. Has to do with Deion. Y'all may not be able to appreciate it. Me and Mr. Boyce here, it's going to be so fire.
What's it? They bring out starter jackets or something?
Hey, you're on to a right. You're on to the right area. Right
members
now.
only.
Not members. Hey, it's going to be great. I can't break it here on camera, but the news should drop this week. If not,
Ron
Monday.
says, "Are you serious about what?
All right,
I think the Stanford loss. I think that's crazy.
About the Stanford loss?
let's keep going.
If that's what
UCLA.
he said, I would
UCLA.
agree with him.
UCLA.
This is tough. If you have them losing to Stanford, you should have them losing to UCLA.
Yeah, they probably will.
I'm going to say
Some
that's a
of these
loss,
games,
too.
I think like the
Y'all are taking too long on this. And they got Oregon, Arizona, Washington State,
They have
Utah.
Oregon State is a loss.
Let's go, Deion.
Oregon State is a loss to me. Oregon State's feisty. Win against Arizona, 5-5. Washington State, they got that kid from Lamar. Or no, not Lamar. Incarnate Word still, don't they?
Oh, I don't know.
He was like the top transfer in last year's
They got
class, and
David
he went to
Johnson, right?
Washington
They got
State.
David Johnson out of Hooks, Texas, man.
Hey, there you go.
Let's do a hypothetical scenario here.
I'm gonna have to agree with Frank 6'6".
What if?
Doty just agreed with Frank, by the way. I just want to put that out
First
there.
time ever.
Well, I mean, he does. Frank is Doty's man crush.
Armageddon's coming.
What if he messed around, came out undefeated?
That would be crazy.
What would this do to the college coaching landscape going forward?
I don't think it would do
because
anything.
I don't think Ed Reed was going to work anyway. I think Deion is a special
That's what I was just about to say.
a special person in football that the kids that are going to school now, parents look at as like a god. And then on top of that, dude's a Christian man. On the outside looking in, does everything the right way. Why wouldn't you want your kid to play for Deion?
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. He goes undefeated. Deion to Tennessee.
Deion to Tennessee?
No, he's got to at least ride it out till his son, because his son really can't transfer anymore.
And Josh Heupel has that job blocked right now.
Yeah.
Does he though?
Hey,
I don't know if Deion wants to coach in the SEC right now.
What'd you say?
This looks a move to me. It's a lot easier to win on this side of the country than it is
Oh,
on the other side. Of the
absolutely.
country.
Yeah. No,
So I don't know if the
Pac-12
SEC is a
Pac-12
great
so
job for
weak.
him.
The Pac-12
Yeah.
is so
Yeah,
weak.
I think
This was the best year that the Pac-12 has had in a minute, just because Oregon's coming up with Bo Nix and their new coach, USC adding Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams, bringing a Heisman out west again for the first time in a long time. That's huge. Washington, they're not even on the schedule. But Washington with Michael Penix Jr. next year, they're going to be really good again. Beat Texas, by the way. And then Utah, again, they've been in back-to-back Rose Bowl games. So, I mean, we know that they have the
won.
talent. What'd you say?
TCU's.
They
How many
lost both
TCU
of
games
them.
did you go to this year?
I went to 0. I don't have money like that. I'm sorry.
You don't have $20 to go to a TCU football game?
My boy said he
also
ain't
don't-
trying to go
That's-
sit
that's
in
what
the
I'm
I'm
not
not
daggone-
driving 3
Hey,
hours.
because their home games wasn't packed
I'm
out.
not driving 3 hours to go there.
My guy said he ain't trying to go sit in the nosebleed.
The nosebleed there's on the field.
Me and Dallas on the weekend really like that. So you ever need to get your ride.
Yeah, I'm not a big Dallas guy. Not
Hey.
a fan.
Oh shit! I'm going to be doing the
McCoy,
Baylor
hey,
Baylor
Warren
TCU
said-
game in a couple weeks.
Worm said you
What
giving
game?
Colorado way too many wins.
Well, I'm a Dion fan, and Worm can listen. And he's got from 7 a.m. to talk his shit. I got all day on this. This is my show.
He said he ain't a Dallas cat. He's a Denton dude.
Oh yeah, more like a Denton guy.
All right, let's calm down with that. We don't know who's watching.
I don't think if Deion going undefeated, I don't think it does much to the coaching landscape because, like you're saying,
No. So one of these coaches is gonna, or a few of these teams are gonna, man, let's go out and get Gronk. I'm not in instance. Let's go out and get these former players, to have this kind of sway over people. Next thing you know, Mr. Beast is the coach at freaking Texas A&M.
That's
You
my
know what I
thing.
mean?
I think Deion is a special caliber with it. He brings all the media.
I think
and
that
he
too.
Has the coaching. He has the coaching career. I mean, he's been coaching since Little League. He's coached at every level and won. You're not gonna find that on Joe Blow that just came out of the NFL, or even Odell, or somebody of that stature. You're
Yes,
not gonna
Josh
find that out.
Stinson, the Carter.
Say
That's
it
where
again?
they play. Josh Stinson out here. Does TCU even have a stadium?
Yeah.
Yes, the Carter.
They
Ain't
got
much
one.
of one.
Nick's
Hey,
been
let me
in
tell
there
y'all,
lost,
when I
I'm
went to the
sure.
game this year at the TCU stadium,
I didn't realize what you said.
one of my takeaways was it was the deadest stadium. College, he's rolling his eyes, but
What
I'm
game-
telling
what
you,
game
it
did
was
you go
like
to?
golf claps.
What game did you go to?
The Tech game. It was like golf claps.
Who cares about Tech?
The stadium was full. It doesn't matter who cares about it. The stadium, its stadium wasn't full. Let me start with that.
It don't matter if
Okay,
it's full.
but it wasn't like they weren't like Arkansas fans. Is my point. Arkansas fans are diehard dudes showing up in full body paint,
I'm just about to
looking
say, it's a different
ridiculous.
type of class.
I mean, this
That's
is,
it.
There's
TCU.
too much. Like, that's the thing.
this is a
They're too
private
classy.
school. You're
They're
not
too
going to
classy.
see that.
Yeah.
He gonna respect Tech because he ain't forgot when Michael Crabtree touched him up.
Yeah, you can't forget that.
And
Yeah.
coming from the guy that's a fan of a school that's never won anything.
That's not true.
That's not true.
They won in the 50s.
Omaha Hogs, man. They still ain't won that either.
They've never won
That's
in
one
that
thing I
either.
can't say about Arkansas. Y'all
Shout out Chase Brewster, Arkansas Razorback.
They go to the fullest with everything. They have never won. They haven't won the College World Series, and they have Omaha Hogs on the backdrop of their stadium.
They go to Omaha every year.
Arkansas fans are the
It
worst.
don't matter. They go to Omaha.
Dude, they love the.
What
Hey,
made
they
it
can be
even worse?
terrible, and they know this basketball team this year. Dude, they suck.
They're doing bad.
and they act like this
Hey.
is the great. Like they're about to play for the national championship.
Well, last year they did the same thing, and then they went to the Elite
Yeah,
Eight.
that's
So,
true.
I
Well, I'm
mean,
just saying,
You can't
hey.
watch out for them. But whenever it comes to baseball, what made it even worse? They had rings made for going to just the College World Series.
They have to.
That was
they ain't
bad.
gonna win it.
That was bad.
Well, I mean, in their defense,
that was
it
the
doesn't
worst
matter
looking
what
thing
college
I've
you play for. If you play a season, they're going to get you a ring to commemorate it, and they should. It's like a $300 ring.
Hey, they get the top baseball recruits in the country almost every year.
Shout out Chase Brewster,
Shout out Spencer Browning.
Sticks organization.
In March.
Who?
You were excluded from this conversation.
I will remember that, Corey.
Hey, I gave
What?
praise to Arkansas for being there in March.
Are you right? You ride with TCU in basketball too?
I mean, not as much, just because there's nothing really going on there. Whenever they're
They're
there,
a top 10 school in basketball right now.
No, they're not.
TCU?
I mean, they're decent, but I don't think they're top 10.
Yeah, no, they are.
But I mean, like I'll
I don't know. I don't want.
I'm not.
No TCU
I will.
basketball, can
I
tell you
will. I will cheer for them, but I'm not as diehard as when it comes to football. I mean, they're not a basketball school.
Where Texas at? They were up there. They were up there at the
They
top.
Well, I
were,
mean, the
and then their
coach is
coach
out
got
here
fired.
beating the hell out of people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
don't know that you could say
TCU's number 11. They were number 8.
Yeah.
TCU has 7.
Kansas State. And
Hey,
Kansas
Purdue's
State's-
number one right
Hey,
now.
Josh Stinson does
Who
not
is-
like TCU.
Who
Dave.
did you say is number one? Who?
Purdue?
Yeah, Purdue is really good. They have this kid named Zach Edey. He's going to be very good.
Hey,
Boilermakers.
what's the coach's name in Alabama? The former
Basketball?
player?
Nate
Yeah.
Oates.
Who?
Nate Oates is the current head coach.
Oh, so the dude before ain't there anymore? What was his name?
I don't know who.
I saw him at the Texas game on the sideline.
Alabama basketball coach.
Who was the former? He was the last coach, evidently.
Oregon said hook 'em. Man, we don't want to hear none of that hook 'em.
I was at the Texas TCU game. He used to be the coach for the Mavericks. Or maybe he played for the Mavericks. Avery Johnson. Thank you, Corey. Avery Johnson. Dude, he looked
Oh, Avery Johnson.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh, I knew.
Yeah.
he looked old, man.
He
like
looked
it
old.
took me looking at him several times to realize who he was.
I mean, he looked old in his last
His-
couple years in the league.
That's just because you were so young.
You know who I hear has one foot in the door at Texas is Calipari.
I have it on good authority that $11 million thing was made up in the media. He does not have a job at Texas. Hadn't been offered a job.
Popeye Jones. That's what Frank Size said. That's the head coach. So dumb.
Y'all ask Chick-fil-A if they're going to run a planter over here because your boy is famished.
Y'all ask Frank if he's going to do any work today.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Frank, how you watching us work?
He's been watching the whole time.
Yeah.
How long we been live?
I'm going to make calls all day today.
2.5 hours.
Half
My
hours,
God.
baby.
If I have to go sit at the hospital all day to talk to their marketing person, I'm going to sit in the emergency room when she comes talks to me.
What? Hey, man. First episode of The Drop, man. First of all, y'all let us know what y'all think about the name, man. The Drop. Shout out my guy Cam. Naming the show this morning. Shout out to Miss Gameday for the logo.
Shout out to Miss Game Day for her terrible money spending.
Frank is mad at y'all because he had one graphic left y'all didn't cover.
He has two that we didn't get to because we went straight into basketball. But shout out to Darian Boone, who also made All-State.
Shout out.
And then Billy Smith, who also made All-State for Longview.
Let roll them across the screen for him one time.
Y'all,
Y'all act like I ain't got two computers over here. Hey, Frank, you might have two, but you watching us on
Frank
one
said he
and
couldn't
MLB
come to. He
Network on the other.
couldn't. Frank said he couldn't come to Texarkana today because he had too much work to do.
What you say about his computer? Was just
He said he got two screens. I said, yeah, you watching us on one and MLB Network on the other one.
the one with duct tape on it.
Hey, he said kid moved from safety to play linebacker, undersized for the position his senior year, and went. He's talking about the guys we just named. Okay. I got it. I got you now, Frank. I thought you were just throwing random stats at us.
Shout out to Buddy's Home Furnishing. Man, Kelly Norris, my first boss.
Hey, I'm not sure which guy he's talking about, but 20 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 forced.
Sounds
two
like
fumble
Tre'Davious
recoveries,
Boone.
10 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, 1 block punt, and 3 defensive TDs.
Shout out Lobos.
He was defensive player of the year, so it's got to be him.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, shout out to Redemption Energy Drinks. Sugar-free one's good. I'm sure the one that's not sugar-free is better. 100 calories, 5 calories.
They own. I had them both sugar freeze with it.
You've already drank two?
No, he had one.
No.
We'll be on tomorrow, but be sure to put down PGLE tomorrow night. It's going to be on game day. Show up to the gym. Come early, be loud, stay late, all the things TCU doesn't know how to do.
it's at the Raider Dome, by the way.
It's at the Raider Dome. Best basketball gym that we go to, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Best gym in town by far.
Especially until we go
But where,
down,
I mean, let's say
Hollywood.
Longview's gym is cool. In my opinion, it's cooler, but it's not better. Because I like how it's all the way around.
Hallsville's the best.
Hallsville's is the best. All right, I got it. All right, Hallsville has the best gym.
I like the court design on LE's.
Yeah, I like LA.
For me, the lights in LE are better.
Yeah.
Like I like how lit it is, and it's just great for photography stuff. The red and white pop, and then the banners look good. I'm not.
Yeah, the space
You know what?
between-
Hallsville ain't got no banners. I'm sticking with the Raider Dome.
Hallsville ain't
They
got
ain't no banners in
Hallsville ain't
Hallsville,
got no banners.
And the best internet in town.
and the best internet in
Best
town.
internet. Shout
They
out.
get a dub up and down.
Up and down. A stack.
Let's go. Stack up and down.
One stack, up and down.
That's 1,000 gigabytes up, 1,000 gigabytes down.
No, megabytes.
Megabytes.
I wish it was 1,000 gigabytes. Yeah.
Shout out to, I wonder who the internet, Katera?
ITNS probably.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It depends who's giving us. If you want to sponsor us as the internet provider, we'll say it's your internet.
We need it.
Hey, man,
Speaking
first
of, we're looking for a new
episode.
internet provider sponsor. So if you're watching, hit us up.
Let
You
us
got to
know.
provide us with internet though.
That's fast. fast internet, not just any internet. You got to put that out there.
That's true. We do need fast internet.
We need 4 computers.
These
going at
guys do
once.
nothing but stream Bart Simpson all day.
Bart Simpson. I thought you were about to say Barstool. That'd have been more accurate. You know?
Anyway, that's it for me, man.
Hey.
You got anything?
First episode of the drop. It was great for me, man. I think we got something here.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
I had fun, even though y'all are wrong.
Well, we think you're wrong.
But y'all don't.
We all think each other's wrong at some point. I think he's completely wrong.
right here.
Stanford.
Hey, if you got a quarterback that gets you all the way there, or really anything in life, somebody that's with you all the way, just because you're in the championship game, don't mean you sit them down because they're doing bad.
Unless you want to win.
Hey, with all that being said, man, season 1, episode 1 of the drop, brought to you by Gameday, Touchdown Emergency Center,
Shout
Greg
out.
Ward, Total Medical.
To all these local athletes with these offers, Keep Loving Game Day is your official offer. What's good? We need to come up with that. Sounds good. Official offer headquarters.
There you go.
Redemption Energy Drink. Offers are brought to you by.
Hey, where can we get it at? Y'all gonna have it. We gonna have it.
Let's go. Hey, one more thing. Are we still online?
We're live.
We're live. Landon Jackson's going to the WWE.
Oh my god!
What?
How do we wait till 2 hours and
That's what I'm saying.
2.5
What
hours
is
into
this about? Y'all say, is he going to be the Undertaker?
I don't know,
we
dude.
don't know yet. It's still in development stages. I guess it's still young. We'll have to get him on the phone and find out what's really
Yeah, we're
going
gonna
on.
have to
But
talk
hey,
to
it
him.
came out today on the internet, so that means it's real. Landon Jackson has made a deal with the WWE. Not sure what the deal is yet or anything like that. But
The way that he detailed it is as part of the Next in Line program, WWE NIL, WWE Recruit. So, yeah, we'll see what comes from this.
You know what? I think he told me about this a while back. Was he in Florida when he did it?
That's where their headquarters are. In
Okay,
Atlanta,
so I've heard
Orlando.
about this
Their
then.
performance center is, yes.
Yeah. Is he going to be like, what if they called him Mr. Clean?
that would be lit.
What if they made him dress up like Mr. Clean the Genie?
My very first,
And that was his wrestling dude.
My very first image that popped in my head when I saw the NIL deal was just him coming across the ring and kicking somebody in the chest. You know how they do it?
That's the next Stone Cold right there.
What if they made him? What if they painted on some white eyebrows?
And they just
Look at him. It made him Mr. Clean.
Hey, Brandon. Hey,
Justin Fields' sister also signed a part of this, too.
Who?
Justin Fields' sister, Jaden Fields. She's a Georgia outfielder, I'm guessing for softball.
Yeah.
But she also signed a part of it, too.
Is he a villain or is he like the hero?
The heel or the
The next in line just also abbreviates the NIL. Did we?
He's getting some money. But like,
Hey, Lennon, where you get them dunks at? I see you.
WWE says the program serves to recruit and develop potential future superstars and further enhances the company's talent development process through collaborative partnerships with college athletes from diverse athletic backgrounds.
There you
I
have it.
don't know what that all
Landon
entails.
Jackson next in line. If football doesn't go his way, we could be seeing him kicking people in the chest.
What
and
would,
slapping
what would
them.
be Landon Jackson's theme music to come out to? What do we think?
Oh, he's a younger kid, so who knows, man? Probably some NBA young boy type beat. I don't know.
Migos.
type. Yeah, you know, something like that for the young cats, man.
what if he did like the Rock elbow drop and stuff? I'm trying to think of what moves
that
Landon,
glass ain't breaking
Landon
when
would
you
do.
walking out? I can't watch you. So Landon,
yeah.
keep that in mind. If you ain't got that glass,
What if
breaking
we
before you
got
come
the
out there,
rattlesnake shaking?
That's all I need. I need to hear that. Yeah, that's Stone
The
Cold.
new
baby.
Texas Rattlesnake, Landon Jackson.
There we go, baby.
Man.
Hey, bat. That's my favorite thing about Sting, baby. He carried
Yeah.
a bat.
Hey, by the time he pulled the mask off and he painted mask.
I mean, he's got to have a signature move, though.
What's the
All wrestlers have a signature move.
Well, yeah. What?
Well, what would be Landon's? I mean, he's too tall for it to be the choke slam.
That's the point of it.
But no. With the choke slam, the opponent's jumping up basically, and you're just carrying him down and throwing.
I
him
mean,
over.
I know what wrestling is.
That's all
Dodie, I
Undertaker.
grew up on it. I know it's fake.
Well,
That's
I
all-
mean, it
the
doesn't
Undertaker
matter
and
how tall he
Kane,
is
who
then.
did choke slam, they were tall.
No,
Kane's
the
like
Big
7
Show,
foot, wasn't he?
the Big Show did the choke slam, right?
Yeah, well, so he did the choke slam, and then he had the WMD where he just punched somebody in the face. That was his finishing move.
Who played football that would be a wrestler? Goldberg. He gonna bring the spear back.
Oh, Goldberg
There's-
and Booker T.
Well, so Goldberg, Brock Lesnar,
Brock Lesnar.
Dwayne Johnson was a football player
Yeah,
before
yeah.
he joined the WWE. I mean, it's happened
It's
before.
happened. So it's
it's
just-
not anything crazy.
Frank Side says it's gonna be Old Town Road. That's gonna be his
Oh,
theme music.
no.
Oh God.
Only Frank can say that. That's episode 1 of The Drop, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like this post, share this post, let everybody know The Drop is your spot for all breaking news and sports around the area and nationally. We're coming for the top spot, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, same time.
Have fun.